I'm gonna choke on the smoothie.
Oh yeah, we just went live. Hey! Welcome back to Boston Fates United. Every week the intro is gonna be different, so you don't want to miss it, you know? Also, click the unmute just 2 seconds before warning my players. So that's always fun. But anyways, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome back to the tavern. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. I hope we can give you a smile and a laugh to start your Thursday night sessions. Oh, I love it. Yeah, so we're all laughing. We're having a fun old time tonight. As we're gonna jump right in. We got a few announcements. Besides doing it at Boston time, we've went ahead and put up our episodes up on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Go back, watch some of the episodes from before. This is Rachel's favorite accent, so I might be doing it a couple times.
I'm crying.
If you can't understand that, we're now up on YouTube. So please go give it a subscribe, a like, share with your friends. Slowly trying to get caught up, but you know, it's a fun thing. Don't forget, we got new panels down below. Check them out. They're really super cool. I am Tiny Panda from the Fam-a-Lamma Ping Pong Discord fam. Yeah, that's a big name. But the fam, he helped me out with the panels and they're super exciting. So I put some stuff down there. Also, to bring it down a little bit, for all you guys that have been supporting Following Fates United, all of our terms and definitions of like affinities and avatars and the lore is also down below. So if it kind of helps you a little bit jump into the lore a little bit or get a recap if you're new, that's also down below. And third, part of the panels is our shout outs and credits. So you guys know I like to shout out a new supporter every single week. I also have a credit section for this ongoing everyone shouting out. We have Pip and D with the amazing art. We got Braun with the logo. We got Leon Kane with the damaged music that you guys heard coming in. What I should have shouted out before, and I am killing myself that I haven't. Weston T. Jones is actually an animator from I always say it wrong. The RWBY or RBWY, the anime show. He's actually an official animator, and he gave me permission to use a lot of his images from his website to use for the game. So actually the image for the Centaurium is by Weston T. Jones. So check out his portfolio on his website down below. Thank you so much, Weston, for allowing me to use it. We're super excited for some of the imagery. It's absolutely beautiful landscape, and a lot of it covers the imagery of the world that I wanted. So huge shout out to him. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts here at Bardicdice, Fates United. Thanks, whatever. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in, do our quick intro for our characters, let them shout out any stuff I want to promote and working on. So Rachel, why don't you start since D yeeted on us?
She left. Oh, she's here still with us. I'm Rachel/Pip. You can check me out on Instagram or Twitter at my handle. I think it's down there. I stream with Mark at Marky Gaming, who is my husband. That's beep, 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 beep. And yeah, I do art on Mondays. I stream art on Mondays at 3 CST or 3:30. And we also play in our D&D game Beacon Soar together on Sundays at 2:30 CST. It's a lot of fun. Mikey's in it too. It's a good time. So that's it. I'm done. It's
shouted out below in the credits as well for Beacon Zora for part of the a few of the streams that we support. I'm going to be growing that here soon, but I wanted to get their permission before I actually jump them on. So we got Marky Gaming, and then we got Simple Donut as well, who's kind of like our other like twinny stream, I guess you could say. But yeah, definitely check out Beacon Zora. Super fun. D, now that you're back, you want to introduce yourself and your character and what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm Deely. I play Meikai. Sorry I had to get up, but I'm here and I do art. And I'm not cool enough to stream it yet, but maybe someday.
You stream a couple times. Lies.
Yeah. And today I look like an anime mom, so hopefully I don't die, because that's a thing.
Perfect. John, why don't you go after your dynamic duo?
Yes. Again, John, good to see everybody. I don't do art. I let my wife take care of all that. I'm an engineer by trade, as I've talked about before. And as I've also talked about before, I do play Overwatch amateur league wise. And I don't know if anybody saw a guy named Triage stepped in and said, "Nice beard." That's actually one of my teammates. He's my captain of my team.
Oh, cool.
And we will actually have a match towards the end of February. So I will definitely let everybody know that. So if you guys want to stop in on it's a Wednesday night usually. We will. This one will actually be a Tuesday night. We will be having a match that people will be able to jump on and watch if you want to. Casted it and everything.
That's awesome. Super excited for that. Yeah, we'll definitely shout that out the week before if you remind me. Be dope. Awesome. And the last but not least.
Yo.
Yo.
I'm Mark, and my channel is Marquee Gaming. So, my wife up there, we do stuff together on there, including our D&D game, which I think you said 2:30 CST, but it's actually 2 o'clock CST that we start that. It'll be a half hour late if you show up at 2:30. Sorry, guys. On Sundays, that's when it is, on Sundays. But, yeah. Games throughout the week, too. Coming out. We're fun.
Awesome. Oh yeah, and Angie, you're a little late, but this is how we started the game with the Boston accent here. So we're gonna just remind everyone real quick, we got a Tasha's giveaway cauldron book. For anyone that wants to sub, if we get to 15 subs, you don't have to, but it's appreciated. I'm done with that because my voice is already being shot. So
Yeah.
thank you guys, everyone, so much. I did switch up my intros. I'm gonna have fun and do intros every week. Kind of by accident because of the whole baby voice thing that happened from last week. So, I was like, let's just do a Sam Riegel and do like some sort of skit or like a little line intro just to have fun every week, get the energy up and going. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have a fun one next week, so don't be late. Even though I'm late every time with my countdown, but that's all right. But we have our introductions. We have our beautiful community, friends and family here. Let's start Fates United. Last week, we continued our exploration of the Centaurium, one of the sites in Organia, this homebrew D&D world, that serves as a bastion of peace and unity among the different kingdoms. Ever since the Great Divide, when the humans and the primordial races, all the other races, had a civil war and decided to divide up between the lands and had a big exodus of the primordials to where their lands are now. The Centaurium had before been a place where every 5 years they would send representatives, rulers to be, heroes that were skilled to learn from each other, from each other's cultures, from each other's knowledge, and share it and create a harmony and peace. But ever since, it has gone dormant, not sending any representatives. So we zoom back into our lovely cliffside, a old man with a long, peppery, white and darker gray beard, a little bit of a hunch from the years of wisdom and age that have come upon him as he's leaning on his staff. He goes to sit down on a stump with the different kids running around. Well, it seemed from the beginning of our 4 chosen ones, though wide-eyed and taking in their new surroundings, seemed they had already begun to form an uneasy chemistry, a bond that fate itself was creating, saving a young girl from being attacked on the path to Rosewood. The 4 had fought off and saved her, and in doing so, both Anais and Zachary, unfortunately, had fallen unconscious, being so close to the thin veil between life and death. Thus, however, as we know, the Avatars were only just beginning with the Chosen 4. Zachary taking to the archives to research this mysterious voice that beckoned to him. Let the light shine, be my guide. Anais, having felt her arcane stone spark with energy, giving her a sudden control and ease to cast some of these new spells that had recently been granted upon her from her own patron, seeking out answers from Vicarious. Their journey here at the Centaurium only now just beginning. And this is where we jump in back to the evening as Anais and Vicarious go to walk into the tower. Anais wanting to stay the night in the tower around someone she knew instead of around strangers. Any of our characters, is there anything you guys want to do before we end the night? I know we had to rush it last episode, so I just want to give you guys a chance to unwind, go do anything you had to do on your way to bed. It is the lights dimmer. It seems the Centaurium has grown a little quiet as everyone has retired to their own rooms, their own spaces. There's a few guards on staff. You can see the new Organia, Signalia, on the in the residence hall. Sorry. And you can also now see a Triton guard that is on there as well, with a blue symbol and gold overlay, with a cape that falls on one side. But you can see a helmet and just enough underneath of blue scaly skin with teal marks kind of going back. Oh. Does anybody want to do anything?
I wanted to acquire all the pillows from Kyle. Because he let me have them, so I want to collect them before I go into my room.
All right, so you go and knock on his door, I assume?
I think after dinner, we probably would have talked about it. I would have brought it up again. And then just followed you to your room, gotten the pillows, and left. Yeah.
I gave you all the pillows.
Thank you. And then I have them in my room and just relaxing. And that was kind of that. Thank you.
Kahu would like to rearrange his furniture.
Okay. You have a 4-post curtained bed without pillows anymore. A nice silk laid, sheets. You have the dresser and a desk. What do you want to do?
Yeah, he wants to push the bed as close as possible to the balcony and potentially out on the balcony a little bit.
Okay.
And then he would like to take the silk sheets and put them between the posts and make himself a nice little hammock.
That's
Yeah.
so cute.
Okay. So the bed's hanging out the door on the balcony, or you're just out on the balcony? Because you said
The
you
bed's
pushed the bed out towards the balcony.
If the
right?
balcony's big enough to fit the whole bed, I'll just put it all out there. Yeah, that's fine.
Or what you could do, there are pillars and the things you could tie the stuff in between that make your own hammock. Or
are there pillars for that? Are the sheets long enough for that?
yeah, I'd say so. You can make it work.
Well, then that's what he's gonna do.
Okay. You're still leaving the bed inside, just tying up the sheets outside?
Still gonna push the bed out though, because he wants a big open space inside the room.
All right. So just kind of leaving it out for someone to grab later. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you have the space inside, but and just make sure I'm understanding. You're tying this outside of the room or in the room? The hammock.
He'll make a hammock on the bed inside the room.
Okay.
And then he'll have a hammock outside the room.
Like
when it's
hanging
nice
out. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like this. Sweet. I love the imagery. And Zachary?
I would like to go and study these books and read them and get as much information as I can from them in the first night.
Perfect. Yeah, you can definitely go back. You notice that the lights are a little dimmer. You might have to light a candle or so just to continue reading.
Dark vision.
Or dark vision. You see, it's fine. Yes. How long in the night are you going to attempt to study these books versus sleeping?
Um,
And I apologize everyone for my OCD, but I just want to fix. the cameras.
Yeah, I mean, I went into my room fairly early, so I would probably, I don't know, like 11 maybe or so.
Okay. But how long are you actually studying the books for?
So if it was dinner time when I got in there, so it's like 5 hours then, I
Okay.
guess.
Cool. Yeah, which one are you studying? You had 2 books, one which was in Common and one in Celestia.
Let's see, what were they about again? I'll do the Celestial one.
Celestia one? Okay. Go ahead and roll me either... No, go ahead and roll me a religion check. Just straight.
All right.
Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow, Holland. I get my
So it'll
words
be-
mixed up.
A 20 total.
20 total. Perfect. As you look through this, you start to realize this is really difficult reading even for you. Your common tongue is celestial, and even through reading this, you're finding this to be... We are definitely in for a night, everyone. And I'm not sick, so I even said it before. Watch this be the night that everything goes off the rails. You find that as you're reading through it, it's not historical or your religious talk, though most of it, or some of the categories, is religious talk. But the meat of the contents that you're reading seem to be very arcane and runic in nature, and it's taking a very advanced level of study, and it's a very slow progress to get through it. With a 20, however, you do start reading upon the beginning of solace and the offer of magic, of light, of fire, sun, and that all of this is supposed to be a bastion of hope, of guidance for the people. It's not supposed to be used for war. It's supposed to be used to help protect, to help guide, to help bring hope. And you feel like you're on the cusp of unlocking some of these arcane runes. You're starting to translate a few of them, starting to find a few patterns, and you feel like you're definitely on the cusp of unlocking whatever spell, whatever magic seems to be referenced in these runes. But it'll probably take knowing your history in studying runes and what you see at this advanced level. It seems very archaic and primal compared to what you're normally studying. Might take up to a week to fully decrypt all of this.
All right. Like hours wise, like what would you say for that?
Depends on each
Like
night
7
how well you
times
do.
5?
Yeah,
type of a
I'd say close to 20 to 25 hours.
Okay.
Depending on each night how well you're able to encrypt this and study this. Really, it's not only just reading it, it's your comprehension, your ability to absorb it and apply it. So.
Yeah. So his plan will be to get some sleep once he feels like he's got to a good point after taking all his notes.
Mhm.
And then he's going to plan to get up first thing in the morning and start reading again.
Fantastic. I love it. Anybody else?
Is Kahu's dorm over Zach's dorm?
So they're on opposite sides of the
Okay.
hallway from each other.
I was just curious if he was dealing with the whole time.
Amazing.
Yeah, Meikai, you definitely notice it. Zach, I get a feeling you're pretty focused in on your studies and used to noise around you, but
My passive is 10, so I probably don't even hear it.
yeah, probably not. Yeah, actually, you know what? Give me a perception check. We'll just see how much it distracts you or not. Do that.
Me?
Yeah.
Perception? Okay.
Yeah, just a perception to see.
A 10. So,
You, doesn't even bother. You don't even notice
It's a wash.
Perfect.
it.
I feel like I got the pillows and like was still walking, and then I heard it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you go back? Do you do anything about it, or do you just kind of like, oh, that's weird?
That's weird.
Cool.
Everybody here's weird, so it's fine.
And
As
Kahu,
long as they're not trying to take my pillows.
yeah. But yeah, Meikai, you're able to go back to your room, get very comfortable with all these pillows. It's quite the upgrade to your area. And as you get settled, so that's my old one. Yeah, so Zachary, you'd be across the way from Kahu. Anais, you're on the far end. As you're going to bed, you do pass by the queen talking to the guard from Organia, Queen Alana Taurus. And she kind of goes from talking to the guard, gives you just a normal glance, and then walks in. But you see a younger boy who is kind of sitting outside of his door, also reading. Just chilling there.
A friend.
Wait, that was me?
No, there's Kahu. You, as you're bringing out your bed, you can notice
Okay.
about 4 rooms down, there is a kid just chilling in his doorway, just reading. But cool. Are you guys just going to bed?
Does he look like anything specifically?
He is a human.
Okay.
He is. Second. I actually have everything listed now. He's definitely a younger human boy with a tan complexion to him. Messy blonde hair, with curious but innocent looking brown eyes. A little bit of brown leather and a cloak, and a small like dagger sword at his side. But everything else looks pretty non-descriptory on him. There's no emblems, there's nothing really showing wealth or anything, but he is up here in this room with you, on your half of the nobility side, per se. Which is up on the second floor with the balconies, and on the first floor is more of like a common area for everybody. It's kind of like where people can hang out. And on the first floor is where non-nobility is, but there is no second floor on the other half of it, if that helps kind of make the description a little bit. And then there's a few soldiers on either side. That's his description.
Does he look like a guard to me, or does he look like a...
Definitely looks like a representative, someone that's either works here or here as a student, or like a representative, you know, someone with you guys. That's kind of what you get from it, as he's kind of just sitting in the doorway frame. Rachel, you cracked it. Come on now.
Kahu's
Too
going
bad.
to Kahu's gonna head on over.
Okay.
Reach.
He just like looks up with his eyes. Hi.
Hello. My name is Kahuranji. I'm good to meet you. I put my hand out.
Okay. He kind of like booksmark. He what is it called? Dog ears the book. Yeah. Kind of slowly shuts it, and like with a real timid hand, he just kind of like shakes yours. Nice to meet you. Joe Arston. Name.
Where do you come from, Jarson?
from far away, from New Otare. What about you? Are you and he's like looking up, like craning his head. Or are you a Goliath or something?
No, they're bigger than me.
They're bigger than you?
The one
Oh,
that,
man.
yes.
He's like looking like really worried all of a sudden, like, oh man.
I'll kind of like kneel down next. I'll sit down next to him.
Okay. He's backing up a little bit, but yeah, he doesn't seem too afraid of you at the moment. But he just has this like worried look of like thinking in his mind.
What are you reading?
Oh, it's just an old kind of like fiction book, a made up one. There's an author from a town I really like. Writes a book. It's about a fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, plays a dragon.
That sounds mighty interesting. Do you want to share more?
I just started, and you can see the bookmarks like just started. I don't know what happens in the book actually.
Well, as you learn more, you should share with me. I'd be interested in hearing what it's about.
Really? Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to read it when I'm done, or do you just want me to, like, spoil it for you?
I could try giving it a read when you're done.
Okay. You guys aren't as scary as everyone says y'all are. I'm sorry. That was really rude. I'm so sorry. No, I just, because, like, I don't know you guys, or no, you're right. I don't know. Sorry. That was really rude of me. You're really nice. Thank you. Just didn't really want to come here. Everyone says I have to fight. There's people as big as you, or like bigger. Terrifying.
Fighting's much more than just strength. I could teach you some things if you ever want to.
Really? Think he could teach me? And he definitely looks on the younger edge of like 12, 13. Like, this kid is young.
Everybody has their skills in life, and well, nothing that says that you can't learn enough to keep yourself safe.
My dad used to tell me. He said the mind was always stronger than the sword.
Sounds like you had a smart father.
I did.
Well, if you ever need to talk or you need someone, I'm just down there over in that room.
He kind of like leans over. Are you sleeping out on the balcony?
Yeah, I like being under the stars.
Oh. Okay. I don't. So I'm gonna sleep inside, but I think it's cool. I don't like bugs. Ugh.
I mean, I've slept outside in homes my whole life.
Really?
Yes.
You guys like live in tents or something?
No,
Do you even have houses?
I've done a lot of sea travel.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I mean, I haven't done a lot, but we're kind of like what we have to do in New Otari. A lot of boats and fishing, sea trade.
Well, maybe we can learn how to see if there's better ways to navigate out here that can be shared with us.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe we can go fishing sometime. We can like show each other like tricks of a trade, like different
Yeah.
baits that we use.
Spearfish.
Oh. No, I just fly fish. I mean, spearfishing, that's a little like barbaric, don't you think?
We can try them both. How about that?
Okay, sure. You seem like it's kind of like that kid where it's like, like when kids don't realize like they're only reflective of themselves and don't think of other people. Yeah, it's just kind of like that kind of thing. Okay, well, should probably get into bed. Kind of like looking past you at someone, but anyways. All right,
It was good to meet you, Jorston.
good to meet you, Kahurangi?
You can just call me Kahu.
Kahu. K. Get it, K. It's funny. All right. I'll call you Kahu. It's okay. K. Okay. And he just gets up. He's like, all right, good night. And just heads off to bed. When you do turn around, you do see a woman who's on the opposite side, standing in the door with her arms crossed, who had been watching this interaction. A blonde-haired, tan-skinned woman with paladin-esque armor. She looks to be in the middle of like taking off her armor, getting ready for bed, but with a red cape from it as well. She's just kind of eyeing you for a second until she sees, seems that the boy closes the door, and she just slowly walks inside.
Did we make eye contact at all, or?
Yeah, just for a second. And
I'll just
when
kind of
you
nod.
did,
Does this look like the same? Does this look like Alana?
Alana is
Okay.
red-haired. Yeah, this is a blonde-haired
Okay.
female. And Alana is actually up there with you on the nobility side. This woman is on the non-noble side, next to Meikai's room.
Oh,
Or
gotcha.
well, one room over from Meikai's room.
Okay.
Anais is next to me,
Yeah,
technically.
Onias,
Oh.
Meikai, and then on the other side.
If I made eye contact with her, I'll kind of nod to her and just be like,
She's already
Lady.
dismissed you and like walk inside.
anyway, head on into my room.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, you kind of see like some of the guards have been just like eyeing you. Not in a like, what are you doing way, but just a there's a give me an insight roll actually. Or your passive insight, either way.
Oh, my passive insight?
Either way, it's up to you. If you feel like you'd
My
actively be
Passive insight.
getting
I
an
would not be
insight.
actively. My passive insight is a 14.
14, good enough. You pick up on the sense of a little tension, a little unease of you're strangers all packed into one building together that don't know each other from different kingdoms that just went through a civil war 2 decades ago. It's slightly tense, and especially from the guards who are kind of eyeing each other. What you do notice as well is that seems to be that any human guards are on one end, and there's really only one primordial guard here at the moment. It is on the opposite end. It's a little interesting. Yeah, head to bed. So you're sleeping on the inside or outside hammock tonight?
I'm sleeping on the outside hammock if it's nice out.
Yeah, it's definitely nice out. Yep, it's a bright
Enjoy the
sunny
starlight.
day. We shall see out a weather system for the game. It'd be kind of fun. See if it's cloudy or not. It is a bright, beautiful night with the stars sparkling out and the moon and a half moon kind of set up off almost just above the tree line. Nice and peaceful out tonight though. Is there anything else anyone wants to do before night befalls us? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely hitting 10, 11 o'clock. Kind of that time where the eyelids start to droop a little bit. You think back home a little bit. Meikai, you probably think about home less and less these days, but everyone else has home bright in their minds as they start laying your head down or laying down in a hammock swing underneath the beautiful moonlight. Meikai, as you fall into a deep sleep, you start dreaming. In Hanasuka, a tiefling village, you are on the cliffside looking out over the valley below. And you look around, you can see the blossoms in full bloom. It's festival time. Flags, ribbons are up. Obviously a big ceremony about to happen. You look out over the houses below and there's people running around setting up flowers. There's the carpenter running in with new chairs that he just created for the royal family. There's a blacksmith out there repairing and working on the horseshoes of different carriages, especially one that seems to be put aside and a little bit more ceremonial. You feel your hands grip the banister below in excitement, the adrenaline, the heart pumping a little bit. And as you look down, you're wearing a bright white, beautiful wedding dress, stained with blood, darkened from chest down to the side. And you can hear behind you someone walking up. You can feel two hands on your shoulders on either side, and it's a familiar feel. As you turn around, just before you're able to see the face, you wake up. Bright early in the morning. The centauriums you can hear in the forest around, a few birds calling in the morning as dawn is starting to hit. The lights start folding up and not folding up, increasing in light, signaling that the start of the day in the different areas. And the guards seem to have disappeared. They're not there anymore at peace, but you can hear different sounds of movement from either side of you in the different rooms as people are getting ready for the day. There's a few footsteps as it sounds like a few people have already left their rooms, exploring. What do you guys do? You guys do know, based as well on what you've been told from Varys, that there is another travel day today for everyone else still arriving, but that everyone is expected by afternoon, and by the evening there will be a opening ceremony where everyone is requested to meet in the courtyard together. They'd kind of pass this along throughout the first day, letting everyone.
So, first thing in the morning, Zach would like to get up and run and grab just some breakfast food to kind of tide him over, and then retreat back to his room and continue reading.
Okay. You run to the main hall. What time do you get up? Are you rolling for it?
7? I don't know.
Normal time? You're not like super early though, right? Just regular time?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, the dining hall is open. You see Bricarius is down there eating with Lady Lexis. You see a few of the Inquisitors as well, and also a few new people. You did see them in the dining hall before. You can see the young kid here again. You can see a blonde-haired woman sitting with her, with them, and a taller, slimmer male, a little older looking, with brown hair kind of swept to the side, looking like he's making jokes at the table. And Alana, Queen Alana, is grabbing some food and walking back to the table. As you walk up, Narg kind of serving everything. And
yeah, we have eggs and bacon today, little grits on the side if you like that. I can, if you need anything specific, let me know.
But the Queen looks over at you and, are you going to be joining us, or are you going to be sitting out on your own again?
The Queen asked me that?
Yeah.
Do you want me here?
I mean, you are my squire, are you not? Aren't you supposed to sit with us? Pretend to be a human? I know you're not, but just trying to keep up the sods here.
I got stuff to do in my room.
She kind of like purses. She's like, yeah, I've seen you've been running around a bit. What's so important the first day of being here that keeps you so preoccupied?
Lots of books I haven't read.
Cool. Okay, have fun.
Why me?
What'd you say?
Why me?
What do you mean?
I was told you requested that I come.
Good.
Why?
Not many times does a queen question about her decisions. There's actually a sense of more of a smirk and laugh and a little warmness that you haven't seen from her yet on that one. It's not a condescending like, oh, I'm the queen. It's almost like a tongue-in-cheek answer.
I'm just saying you don't seem to like me very much, so I just want to know why you picked me.
Why do you think I don't like you? Have I done anything to offend you? Kept you by my side. I've kept you protected. I made sure your sisters are taking up in the castle, even though they're not royalty. Giving you a chance to study here, higher your status. I lost a driver. I need a new one.
Yeah. He just yelled a lot at me and said things that aren't the nicest.
Oh.
Now there's a bit of annoyance in her eyes as she sighs a little bit. You're gonna need to grow tougher skin than that if you're gonna survive here.
What does that mean?
Not everyone here is gonna be looking out for your feelings.
Oh. I'm not worried about people looking out for me.
Yet, you sound like you got your feelings hurt.
You don't have to look out for it. I just want to know why.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh, 22. I'm good at persuasion.
She's looking you over and seems to be staring straight at you. You get the feeling maybe catching on to little markings in your eyes. The scarf. I keep both my friends close and the things in this world that intrigue me closer. Take that as you want. She walks off. I have to say it.
I had to type it or else I was cursed out.
Well, she probably doesn't want me to sit by her anymore, so now I will go back to my room and not feel worried about her being mad about it.
Do you look back at her at all? Like, do you just look back, or do you just?
Yeah, I'll probably like nervously glance back at her.
She's looking at you, and there's a spot open next to her. She's kind of giving you a eyebrow up look.
Teenage panic.
Her hair is red. She has a strikingly red hair, normal, darker skin actually, and she wears a golden headset with Organia Signalia. She's very decked out in this armor / ceremonial look.
Yeah. Zach is just gonna go back to his room. That's what he'd do in this situation.
She shrugs. Sits down and goes, starts talking with the other man here, who is dressed in more armor, leathered armor, but is wearing like brown and a dark, rustic golden symbology on him versus like the gold, red and gold of Alana. But yeah, so you grab your food, you're a little adrenaline pumping from that interaction, and you can head back to the room. where you see whoever's walking out of their room in the residence hall.
Yep, I was about to say. I'm probably headed out.
Yet
If I
again,
see Zach.
you've actually seen him more walking past you than walking with you this whole entire time, minus the carriage ride. You say anything?
Yes. Good morning.
Morning.
The breakfast good?
Haven't had any yet. Looks
Oh.
good.
Did you sleep well? She just like stops and just looks at poor Zach.
Yep. I mean, slept fine. You
also...
too?
Yeah. I just mean because that fight, you and Ananias, I just wanted to make sure you are all both alright.
No, not from that, but otherwise, yeah.
Who you're in your
Alright.
hammock, literally looking down at this conversation right now.
Are you just going to keep reading in your room?
That's why we're here, right? To learn.
That's a fair point. I'd also want to be in my room. Alright, well, if anything happens, I will get Kahu to knock on your door and drag you out.
That's no need to do that. That's fine.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Bye.
She just keeps walking.
Kyle's gonna yell over the balcony. You can use my desk if you want, Zach.
Is it in or outside of the bedroom?
He just puts it outside.
Yeah, everything else was,
In the
yeah.
bedroom. It's in the bedroom, but it's like in a corner.
All right, that's right. You pushed it over to the sides. Okay.
Oh, thanks. I got mine all set up just how I like it, though.
I'll look up at Kahu. Did you sleep outside?
Of course.
Oh, I wish I had the balcony. Are you wanting food? You look like
Sounds
you eat a lot. Okay.
I'll come down. Be right there.
Yeah, you're
just
not
made
going
fun.
without me. I didn't really want to sleep outside.
But the door next to you opens and you hear a familiar voice as you turn and see Ergon, the Goliath shaman, soldier shaman that you would remember from episode 0.
Gaho!
Kahu gets a nice big smile, grabs him back of his head and head to head.
What's that?
Good to see you, Orgon.
That's something the Kalishtar do, the Goliath don't, just to let you know. You can still do it. I just
but
want to put
would
that
they
out
not-
there.
Would they not have fought with each other before? Because I believe Ergon, we talked that we were like warrior friends.
You are, yeah. You guys did the arm clasp last time. The head to head is a very
Okay.
familial
I'll do the arm clasp with
inner
him, my bad.
Kalishtar thing. Yeah, because he'd be like, "Whoa, what the fuck is that?" But yeah, he like clasps it and
Yeah,
he kind of leans in.
they're kind of worried about you, so, they decided to send me to represent the Goliaths. Dad's pretty pissed, too, so that's a bonus.
And you know his dad is the shaman chief that had kind of overran everything. So he is nobility as well. But he's up here with you.
Well, let's go see who can eat more bacon.
That's
Smell
easy.
from here.
He's kind of like looking at the hammock.
So, like, what am I supposed to do? Step over this to get down the stairs?
Wait, I thought I had like a balcony on the outside of my thing.
No, the balconies are on the inside, facing like the inner hallway, not on
Okay.
the outside.
Good
So,
to know. Well,
yeah.
I'll just I'll put it back. That means everybody had to crawl under me.
That's why I was like picturing like there's this like wooden 4-post bed out on this balcony that everyone has to go across. Think of like a hotel like that has the second floor and they have that like balcony
Yeah.
on the outside to get into their rooms. It's like
Gotcha.
that. Yeah, you guys don't have a balcony outside, but you do
This
have
makes it
a
even
few
better.
windows.
This makes it even better.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was like, this is great. I love this imagery.
So yeah, he goes, guards. Go. Human. Yeah, you. All right, there you go. See, now you can see me. Let's get this bed down here. All right.
And he takes like one end by himself, and it takes 2 guards to carry the other end, and they just like take it down the stairs. And
They'll find a good use for it. Yeah. You're done with it, right? You're just like throwing it out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
What,
I
what do I need something like that for?
mean,
Makai
Really
chimes,
weird, but I
I
kinda liked
will
it."
take that.
okay.
and the guards are kind of
Does it
looking
even
at
fit
each other
inside?
like, are we allowed to do that? But whatever.
Is it big enough for it to go in her room?
Yeah, they can make it fit.
That's my other question. Okay.
They'll make it fit. They slide it in.
So, like, I'm guessing this is like a king or a queen size bed that he has.
Sure. Yeah, it's probably queen size, king size. Yeah.
And then what size of beds do the rest of us peasants sleep in?
How does it go? Like full twin, queen, king, right?
Yeah.
Probably like between like a bigger. It's a double twin. I know that's a thing. A double
Yeah,
twin.
okay. Yeah, I'm taking this bed. Thank you.
Uh,
I mean, thank
yeah,
you.
you got to rearrange it a little bit. And there's not much like room left, but you can make it work unless you kick out your other bed.
Fine. Yeah, I'm taking out the other bed.
Yeah, you can like just random furniture being thrown out and moved about. Great, awesome. You see Radirius kind of like walking up into the residence hall and is like, what is this, all this racket? Oh, you guys are just getting settled. Everybody does it, don't worry. All right, everyone, time for breakfast. He just like starts knocking on doors. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I'm heading to the breakfast hall.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me get my map out real quick. So,
While you're getting your map out,
yeah.
Once I see that they kind of have gone into the breakfast hall, I'm gonna take my breakfast and my book kind of to the back side of the archive there,
Mm-hmm.
and like sit down there and read outside.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's definitely a courtyard. I figured I'd put like some tables and chairs or like whatever back there.
Yeah,
There's
kind of at the
definitely
tower
areas.
there.
Yeah.
So-
mhm. Cool.
Also, Mike, like, where am I right now?
Yeah, I was just about to get to that. So right, Darius is knocking on the first door, and he's like opening the door. Oh, right, they're not here yet. Whoops. Okay. Knocking on the next door, and you guys see. Why did a picture of Karis just pop up? That was weird. Okay. Walking from this one, you see a very well dressed, blue robed, well slicked back, darker brunette hair. A male walk out. He been also has his own book, but it seems a little bit more runic. Yes, morning, good morning. Yes, I'm a little late sleeper. I apologize. I was up late. So, breakfast, right? Let's go. And he starts walking off. The next door down would have been yours, Makai. So he knocks on it, sees that it's open, and sees the bed kind of in there. He goes, choice. I like that. Very good. And then gets to Makai's door and knocks with no answer.
Oh, you mean Anais? You said Mike.
Anais.
Oh, Makai. Sorry, nice. Yes.
I was like, wait, and I'm
Sorry.
at the end of the hall.
Yeah, but he
I
gets
had
to
the
the end
next
of the
corner room.
the second to the last one. Yeah, knocks and looks around. And he goes, "Where's the short bushy haired girl?
I've
A
not
lot of
seen
hair.
her.
Not with you guys?
Don't know.
All right. Okay. And he just like he just starts walking off. He goes, we'll check around. Anais, as the rest of you guys head off to the breakfast room, Zachary, you wait for them to leave and find your way out to the archive. Anais, you can see Zachary walking up to the archive, settling and reading. As you are up in the tower, the arcane tower, he had set you up in like a guest room that was on the second to top floor. So you're kind of like down in there. You can hear Bardicdice has gotten up. He lives on the top floor with a room off to the side and next to his study and a room there. You guys had to walk quite up a few stairs to get here. But are you awake now, or what are you up to?
What time is it right now?
7-ish, 7:30. It's morning. It's dawn's just, crept in. It's kind of that like weird, gross morning time right before it hits like full sun.
And I can hear he's up.
Yes,
I would be awake.
yeah, you can hear him walking around. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, I got a 24.
24.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to sneeze. Right there. You can see, as you're standing up at the tower looking down the garden below, you can see Zachary. You can see Meikai and Kahu with a large Goliath walking towards the courtyard, and it looks like they're heading to the dining hall. But as you look up above the tree line to this area, you can now see that behind the residence hall there's a path that follows up through the forests to a cliffside that looks over the back end of the Centaurium that seems to be covered with a few trees and things like that here. And it's kind of hard to see, maybe a few buildings up there, but you can see in the distance off of the cliff water, the ocean on the other side, and forming just on the horizon a bit of a darker storm brewing in, coming in from the...
Oh yeah, I haven't seen one for a little bit, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So like, yeah, she's looking, and like, I feel like when she sees like Kahu, and especially like this really big guy, she probably like gets down a little bit, like on the window. But when her eyes like go up to the storm, she doesn't like duck down anymore. She almost probably leans out a little bit and is just like looking at it, and kind of starts like playing around with this stone at the base of her throat that's necklace. And I don't know, she almost like in her head she just kind of greets it like she missed it.
Okay.
I don't, like,
Yeah.
she just
Welcoming
kind
it.
of yeah.
You're kind of watching it for a second, welcoming it, almost feeling this peace a little bit for the first time. It's something familiar in the strange place. And as you're seeing a flash of lightning off in the distance, you just barely feel a little static energy go off in your stone at the same exact time as the lightning.
Ooh.
Coincidence? Maybe.
So she says in her head to it, she says, I can do more with what you gave me. She's talking to it like a person, and like, and a little bit she almost feels like she's a little crazy, but she's just doing it anyway.
Roll me wisdom. Wisdom's your spellcast modifier,
check?
right?
Yes, just a checker.
Okay.
21.
Like, as you're thinking this and almost talking to it, do more, the wind picks up. You can see it going across the trees and surrounding the tower and almost blowing your hair a bit. Coincidence? Not sure.
She's sure.
To you, it seems, yeah, it feels very much like a response.
It's proof. Yeah.
Hand out the tinfoil hatch, everyone. It's real.
You know, I would never know that 2 months in the desert, maybe it is on the door right. I don't know. So she just like gives like a nod and is probably like looks at the clouds for a little longer.
Each time the lightning, you feel that same spark, almost like pulse at the same time, almost in rhythm, giving a connection to the storm. Feels welcoming. Feels good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so she just sits in that cell. I don't know how long it takes her. Bri comes in, bothers her at some point. But I think with how out of place she's felt this entire time, she would kind of be grasping at any sort of comforting feeling she could get. So
yeah, it's a good 15, 20 minutes maybe. Kind of lose track of time, but what does eventually take you away from that commune, whatever it's called, is a waft of delicious smelling bacon that wafts down from upstairs, and all of a sudden your stomach starts gurgling. Nice. I think I made breakfast. If you want to give it a shot. Otherwise, we could just walk down to the dining hall. It's in your head. You hear the message.
it's in my head.
Hmm?
Oh, okay. Do I know? Have I experienced that before?
I would as you've seen your dad talk to people in his head before. I'm not quite sure if you've actually ever done it yourself.
Okay, well, I would kind of assume what it is.
You would
Like, what's
assume,
that?
yeah.
Like, okay.
It's the phone
Yeah,
call
okay.
of spellcrafters, yeah.
right, okay. Yeah, so she she gets startled for a second, but then she turns around and then she just kind of like peeks her head out of the door and then like walks into the room.
Yeah.
Right.
So you are on the floor below. So you would have to kind of like walk
I
up
have
the
to go
stairs.
upstairs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can
I'll go
kind of like,
upstairs.
that's why you could hear him like walking around upstairs, and you know that he's awake. But yeah, and I'm so sorry. I got slightly back to. Do you say you said anything back to him, or are you just kind of walking upstairs? Like
I
mentally
don't say
in your
anything
head?
back to him.
Okay.
Nope. I like come upstairs though.
Okay, so he starts hearing you. Good, you're awake. Haha. Didn't mean to wake you with that, hopefully. And you see, he's well dressed, kind of well shaven this morning. He seems to have gotten a decent night's sleep. There's still bags underneath his eyes, but he looks like being here is a little bit more home to him than being out on the road with him, and the haggard look he had by the time he had gotten back. But yeah, he has put down 2 plates with the table there. It's kind of a small little area that he's cooked, and you see some rubbery eggs and kind of burnt bacon. Not the worst you've seen. Not Narg's food though. But did you
I'm not
sleep well?
spoiled by that yet.
Right.
Yeah, she nods and she looks really relieved. And she just signs to him, thank you for letting me sleep here. I don't think I would have very well downstairs.
Of course. Wait, now that's thank you, right? You're welcome. Alright. I'm not gonna pretend to know American Sign Language. I want to learn! But yeah.
I know.
I want to do it justice. Anyways, but yeah, he says, you're welcome. Ooh. And you know, again, signing with you, or he's kind of talking to you, letting you sign back.
Mhm.
Oh. Weird. Still to see you. Got to admit. Good. Very good. Kind of figured my son would be here one day.
She'll sign. Did you want him to learn here?
I did. He was quite the arcane. probably could run circles around me with different things he could transmutate. Not quite as much as your father, but kind of like looking out over the different like temples and the archive here. But he would have done good. Anyways,
She signs. I only met him a few times, but I liked him.
you can see like pictures of his family. It's kind of like up and behind the room. Anyways, enough of that drab. I don't mean to be a sour pout. But when I sit, go ahead and eat. There's
She sits down.
some food. How are you acclimating? Meet some new friends I saw. How did that go?
She kind of shrugs and then she signs. I used to be good at people. I don't think I am anymore.
Kind of sits down. I miss that bright-eyed, inquisitive little girl that I knew. Don't worry. It's inside of you. It'll come back. Mostly. Can't deny
She just
that-
kind of shrugs.
Yeah. Can't deny that there is a piece of you that doesn't ever come back when you lose. But we can honor them. We can do justice for them. We can do right and make this world better. Stop what happened to us, to you, for happening.
She signs. You mean by killing them? Lightus. That's what you mean?
Look. That's really what you need to do. Be it. Focus on yourself here. Be a chance to be a kid again, to grow up, to find who you are before going down that path. I don't think that's what your father would have pushed you towards, and can't pretend to say what he would think now. But as a father, I would want you to be protected and to live the life you could live. Let me focus on the lightest for now. I promised you I would tell you if I found anything, but be a normal girl for once. Yourself here.
So she signs, she signs, I don't know what that even looks like right now.
Neither do
All
I.
I know is, oh, and then she was about to, she was starting to do something else, and then when he said that, she stops, and
Sorry.
then she seems to switch gears, and she signs, you seem happy when you're around other people, though. And she points in the direction of activity.
Sorry if I was a little overbearing down there. Won't deny it does excite me to meet new people and to learn from them, their ideals. And there is a bit of an old me. I know what you feel like. You're lost here. But different. I feel like I'm hiding something from the world that ugly. Pain. The facade. It's a mask, if you could say. Don't know.
She signs, why bother pretending? If they know.
Don't know.
Why?
Not very becoming of a professor of the Centaurium that is teaching peace and prosperity and hoping to get the trust of other kingdoms to let me research their artifacts and let them research mine Harmony to be a vindictive murderer. Supposed to be better than that. Now, finding you're still alive, I can't bear to think if anyone found out that you're still alive and came to targeted you. No. They knew about my son. My son was a risk, and they don't need to know about you. I'll make sure to protect you in any way I can. They'll eventually learn about my son, but I don't want anyone stopping me from my... He seems to be looking for a word. Vendetta?
She signs justice.
Justice. A lot better word for it. But our kind of justice is also ugly. What we did in that cabin, you did. Sorry for that. That wasn't justice, you know. Justice is putting them on trial, having them answer for their crimes, maybe be executed. It was murder. It was revenge. It can destroy your soul if you're not careful. That's what darkness is here. Darkness corrupts, darkness feeds vengeance. Feeds that want for justice or power. I was willing to go down that path before. Don't know if I'm willing to now. Not when I have something to protect. Hope to protect.
She seems like she's listening to him for sure. And she's kind of thinking, and eventually she signs back. I just don't think words do anything.
He was kind of like playing around with his eggs with his fork, not really eating.
They didn't seem to before anyway. All those years of him trying didn't do anything.
Did a lot of things. Your father, who maybe didn't change the hearts. Some of the people. There are tribes out there that are willing to listen. Maybe it could still be redeemed. They were interested in waiting for door to the drought, a way they wanted hope, source of hope. Your father was that symbol of hope until he single-handedly helped Giants Bane set up their own system and has helped lead my studies here. Never underestimate words. Words can slice through much sharper than a knife can. And if you can cut through without blood, that's a victory anytime. But
She just signs like, you might just need to do talking for me.
you will find your own voice here. Kind of smirks at the pun. I feel like there's potential in you. I see that you don't see what kind of shadow you can... what kind of presence and shadow you can reveal in a group of people. Even without words, you can lead by example. You can show by strength, by mercy, compassion. Your voice can be made in a lot of different ways. Just like the elements and the affinities around us, they don't speak to us, but their voices are heard in all of our cultures. Aren't they not?
She kind of like shrugs. Like, she seems like she's tracking with him.
Yeah.
But maybe not buying into everything he's
Oh,
saying.
of course, no. He doesn't expect it. But you'll find your own path here. You don't need to follow in my footsteps or your father's, mother's. Find your own path. That's what this is about. This is what this is here for. Or at least to protect you until you need to do what you need. But first, you need to eat up so you can get your strength to be able to do that, young girl. Lights aren't no
Yeah.
joke. He goes to
Yeah.
bite the bacon. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's burnt. I'm sorry. Let me make some more. And he gets up and he tries to make a second bout. But he's still kind of paying attention.
Yeah. She just says, it's just, or signing. It's just that I made a vow to the storm, and it really is doing something. And this helps, this necklace you gave me. She's like pointing to it.
And what is this storm? Asking in
She
return.
points to Jose. Oh.
I believe you, Anais. I believe you. Trust me, I've seen my own signs as well. Believe in the affinities and the avatar. I believe in the ancient one. You're my sign that there's hope. So, if they're speaking to you through storm, so be it. But what is it asking of you? What is it speaking to you of? Have you figured that out yet?
She signs very solemnly now, almost with like this weird reverence. She's like, it saved me. And later, I told it that I wouldn't, if it gave me the type of power it had, that the type of power I had to give justice on everyone that hurt my family, that it could have my voice, because my voice didn't do anything, but maybe the storm could do something. That's what she's saying, signing.
And that's how you got these powers, yeah? Manifested. There you go. You are being blessed. Have the abilities to bring them to justice. But you need to find out what justice looks like. The death, the murder. Is it peace in your lands? Maybe honoring your father's mission, his goals is just honoring your siblings, living a life of joy that they can't now.
At that last one, she shakes her head. She's like, I don't think it's that.
That's what keeps me going. Son wouldn't want me to. So I put on a face, laugh, and I make others smile until the day that I can feel happy again.
And I just looks at him and signs, I think you're allowed to be sad.
I will grieve. I do. But I'm not gonna let. I was gonna let revenge consume me. But being back here, I realize that's not what I ever would have wanted for my son. That's not what he would have wanted for me. I do more good here, studying and teaching others to learn their powers and be able to share artifacts between cultures, and maybe I can find the allies to push out Bardicdice and push out the corruption that has plagued our land. But you don't have to figure this out today, guys. Day one. But you can pray. You can talk to the storm. Find out which affinity has sent you this storm. Maybe it's affinities.
Sorry, what was that word? It cut out on my internet.
Said, or maybe it's affinities. You know, talking about plural. They sometimes work together in weird ways. Learn your powers. Learn to be in touch with it. Listen to it.
Yeah, so Nice like nods and says, or she signs, yeah, I'll do that. I'll tell you if I find out any more.
No, not supposed to say anything. Lady Lexis herself has made her own sort of vow. She's a cleric of the Ancient One. She oversees the temple there. She's had quite the story to share herself. She might be a good one to talk to.
She signs, I can trust her?
You can trust everybody here. Well, you can trust all the staff here. I don't know about the representatives yet. I haven't met any. Well, I hate to judge. That Zachary guy, I mean, he's fun, but, you know, he doesn't say much, you know? Never know.
She just signs, he seemed nice. I like the rock and his staff.
Yes, of course. Definitely seemed great. And as you guys are talking about that, you can hear I wouldn't say like a call or anything, but there's some ringing of bells kind of by the temple and the courtyard, as kind of the day is getting started and people are starting to get out and do different things and explore. And well, I'm always here if you have any questions. Why don't you go meet your other representatives or go explore the town? If maybe we can go down together if you want. Don't mean to send you alone anymore. Do you have anything you want to get done?
She almost seems to like not know what to do, like as he's saying it. But she signs, I kind of wanted to see the library at some point too.
Of course. Library is 24/7. More than happy to check it out. I go down there every so often, check it out. You can see like there's a stack of books that are there. Actually, do you mind returning these for me? Pretty sure they're overdue. I signed them out like a month ago before we left.
How many are there?
6.
So she just kind of nods.
Good.
Do I know where it is? The library.
Yeah, it's like literally
Like,
like you guys.
it's like a giant building.
Yeah, you passed it like literally going to the arcane tower. It's like right next to it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay.
Um,
So she'll like sign thank you for breakfast and for letting me stay here.
You're more than welcome anytime. I will have classes every so often, but how about this? And he goes and rumbles through his stuff, and he pulls out 2 green stones. How about this? I have one. Give you the other. They're ways to message each other. They're sending stones. So, if you need anything, you message me. You don't feel super alone, but
She points to her head like,
didn't think about that. Yep. Never tried
And
it
she signs-
telepathically before. You can try it. I've always just talked out loud.
she signs. I haven't figured out if talking in my head to someone is breaking my vow or not. What do you think?
There. Right. That's a tricky one. I mean, I don't think so, but why don't you pray? You can ask. I mean, do you feel like it's cheating praying to the storm and talking to him? Aren't you using your voice to talk to
Shakes her
it?
head.
And it hasn't stolen your powers yet, has it?
She shakes her head.
I think you're pretty good.
So she like takes the stone, like puts it in her pocket.
I mean, when I sign, I have to think about what I say. Don't you have like that voice in your head anyway? Somewhat of a voice.
She's like kind of.
It's gray area. It's small. It's a small strip. Always easy to ask for forgiveness.
So she signs. Maybe I'll try it. I'll think about it.
Well, in case you need it, you can always tap on it. I'll see it when it gets activated. It glows on my end, so tap it a couple times.
So she'll like take all of his books. It's like a big stack, probably.
Yeah.
And she will go take them back to the library.
Perfect. We'll jump over to Meikai and Kakarangi and Ergon as you guys walk into the dining room, unless there's anything you want to do on the way there. But yeah, you guys see the queen is just now leaving with the younger boy and this taller man and the blonde-haired woman, the humans. But there is a human blonde-haired male that's walked in with you that was Rodaris had opened up first, who's grabbing his food and sitting down, and a Triton who seems to be sitting off on his own as well.
Is the table that we were sitting at yesterday open? Is this like a bunch of like tables with like a lot of seats, or is it like a long giant table?
It's like a few different tables. There's like quite a bunch of them. I'd say about like 5 or 6 tables, and then one long one where it seems like if they were having like some sort of ceremony or like feast where like maybe the staff would sit or some special guests would sit and stuff like that. So.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to the ogre cook.
Hey, big man.
Any chance I can get roughly what you'd consider a portion for yourself?
Hungry man, okay, I get that. Yeah, sure. Hey, you, Goliath. Narc.
And Ergon's just like,
Ergon. Yeah, cool. You want one too?
he kind of just nods.
Okay. How about you, little one? You want big portion or regular portion?
As much as it looks really good, I will just take a normal portion.
Oh, I'm not offended.
I'll
I
give her
eat
what
whatever
you
you don't eat, so it's all good.
I was gonna say,
That
give
is-
her a full-size portion, because then I can have her leftovers.
I like how you think. Okay, alright, sit down.
And he begins to plate up and portion out, double portion for you guys. A morning leftover fish, it's a little crispy. Some bacon, sausage and eggs, and some grit. He like slaps down in a bowl. All beautifully decorated, like a chef's hat at the top. You know, he's wearing the apron and seemingly well dressed a little bit. He's got like a little scraggly beard starting to grow in a little bit. It's like gray and white.
I think you like this one. I'm not really prepared for the seasonings for the season, but I think it's pretty good. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. But yeah, if you guys are ever up in the mountains or anything, there's some special flowers that bloom. They're green and yellow on the outside. If you can bring them back for me, they what I'm looking for, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
We can definitely keep our eyes out for you.
Very good. Cool. So yeah, they
But
bring
first, I
the
need to eat some food.
yeah. You guys kind of sit down and eat. Are able to chow down as much as you desire.
Kyle's gonna eat lots. He's gonna try to
Yeah.
out eat.
Goku.
He's gonna try to out eat the out eat Ergon.
Yeah, you and Ergon end up having like a Goku Gohan eating competition. Yeah. You can give
We're
me
just stacking bowls.
you can give me a Constitution check.
A check or a save?
Check. Not
14.
sick from this. 14. You guys are like racing through your food, and just as you're just about to finish, you both plop down the fish plate and an empty plate at the same exact time as he rolled a 14 as well.
Oh.
You just hear
I'm just
Ergon.
watching all of this.
Oh, really good, Narc. And Narc's like, yeah, well, you're welcome.
Racing to the fields.
There's fields here.
Follow me. I get up and I start heading over to the practice fields.
Sure.
Uh,
He runs after you. Makai, what are you doing?
just watching them go. And I keep eating.
Oh, that was quite interesting, wasn't it, mate? Ha. And you look over, you see the Triton. He's got two kind of like gilled wings sitting on either side. Bluish skin with a well-dressed vest and everything. Oh yeah, nice to meet you. My name's Carlos. What's yours? And he like walks over and sits down at the other side of the table with you.
Hi, my name is Makai.
My guy.
How do you spell his name?
Hey, Carlos. Karrlas. Down under. Sorry if you're Australian and I butcher this accent. It's not Australian, it's Triton.
There you go. You just came in. I'm assuming did not see you last night.
Yeah,
Or no, we did see him last night, didn't we?
I did. Ended up taking a boat up the Barbie. I'm not gonna do anything like that. No.
Barbie.
Up the Barbie last night. No. I took a boat. Got here quite late. I'm losing the accent already.
Yeah.
So,
I'm turning into Zach.
good, great. But he takes your hand when you say Makai. He goes, it's a pleasure. And kind of like does a little bow, a little squeeze of the hand as he lets go.
Thank you.
Yeah, never met a tiefling before.
I've never met a Triton before.
Oh, look at that! It's a great day already, isn't it? The accent's not gonna keep.
So, are you?
Learn on screen.
There's a lot of important people here. Are you
Ah,
royalty from
Me.
your?
nah,
You're just
me,
regular.
I'm just a represent. Jesus, but I might. I'm just a representative. I'm gonna go Spanish somehow. I'm trying from down under. Watch, I'm gonna have to say that over and over again just to stay in the accent.
Just to get it back. It's fine. It can be all over, like
Yeah,
water.
no, he'll
just
bring it down a
goes.
little bit. Cool. You're quite a talkative one, aren't
Yeah. I am just eating my breakfast. I'm sorry, I haven't been around people a lot lately, so it's especially so many guards. And I'm like looking around. Are there guards and stuff
you?
here?
No, there's
And like
absolutely
other
no
people?
guards here. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there's a few at the place where we stay. I don't really see too many of them. A couple inquisitors walk around there, but I don't know. We visited Tritania a few times. Pretty cool people, so say.
Yeah. Do you have some guard with you too, or a whole
Nah. Oh well.
pack?
Yeah, I guess so. Don't really want to talk about it. A little bit of a secret. It's the secret side of the bag, isn't it? Yeah, I have a guard. So, you know.
Most people seem to have that, so.
Yeah, you know, it's protection. Give me insight check.
Okay. Oh, I'll roll a d12. How's that sound?
Hey
let's
guys,
see.
Triton is very
Insight.
multicultural. There's not one accent that fully develops into the land. It's a melting pot.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, he's lying through his teeth. He's trying to cover for something.
I'm just gonna lean forward and be like, well, you did say that the cat was out of the bag, so we're already here. If you want me to keep talking, then maybe say something worth talking about.
All right then. Let's see. Never left Triton, but wow, never left Triton before. I like spears. I like to go on a long walk on the beach. I can do a little bit of magic. How about you? Golly, these accents
A
are
little
going
bit
crazy. I
of-
love it.
Magic and sorry, a comment. And
Yeah.
mostly just punching things. I guess I was
Ah.
forced into this literally 2 nights ago, so I was not prepared for this at all.
Well, it's a surprise, ain't it? What happened to make you come so late?
Why did I come so?
Yeah, I knew for a year I was gonna come here. I was kind of forced to come here, but you know, gotta make do what you got.
You know, I was just traveling, and my king. I don't look very happy when I'm saying that. Just popped in during the coronation of the human queen. Hey, you're going to be here. Good luck. I guess the other 2 people had died. Well, I knew one had died. But they tried to send another representative and they died, and I was expendable, so I made it and I'm here now.
Rocky, that's Doc. Well, it's nice to meet you while you're still alive. He doesn't know what to say. It's been pretty awkward
too.
here meeting people, you know.
You have no idea.
So look, all the tiefling horn silver. I think it's quite beautiful.
Thank you. They come in different shapes and configurations.
Sorry. I need to stop reading
Um.
comments because they're on point. Why still alive?
So he has like, what is his Triton config? I think you sent a picture.
Yeah, it's in the Discord. But he's got like green
Okay.
hair that almost looks like algae. That kind of flows over like this. Almost his ears go out and almost like fins, like in three pronged like this. Very kind of charming pointed face, and it's green and teal, but almost has like little speckles of scales that kind of like hit the highlights of his cheek. He's kind of wearing a padded leather like chest piece, you could say, with like open-ended arms with a few shoulder pieces. But he's got like a trident on his back.
Do your people have different?
Aye, and he kind of like wiggles them a bit like this. It's quite a striking feature of mine, if you don't say so myself. Not many people look like me. I'm quite rememberful. It's my first time out of Triton, actually. So.
Yeah, that's okay. It seems to be the first time out of other people's countries for most of this. So I've been traveling for a good while, so I don't really feel like a fish out of water.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a joke we saved out in Triton.
Yeah.
You're a funny one. We're gonna be friends. Oh, that's not friends? Rocky, mate, friends. I don't know, how do they say friends? I don't know, I'm losing it now.
Mates?
Mates? Sure. Mate, we can say
Yeah,
mate.
that's mates.
Mate's more like a romantic thing back in Triton, but you know, never say never. Look, I just met you too. I mean, maybe we can have a couple meals together, get to know each other before we start talking about this.
No, I'm okay. I'm sure there's.
You're the one that brought it up, not me.
Right.
Look, I'm not trying to make it awkward. I did make it awkward with the humans earlier. I don't think they like me too much. They said I talk too much.
I don't know why that is. But you're very nice.
Ah, thank you,
I'm
mate. It was
looking
groggy. I appreciate it.
I'm not really looking for anything other than learning.
Oh yeah, neither am I. I'm actually betrothed.
Oh, good. Who are you betrothed to?
My
Is
fiance.
That. Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Well, this has been an informative conversation. I'm actually going to get going. It's nice meeting you. Not sure what else to say, so I'm just going to say, see you later.
Bye.
And he just gets up. Oh, are you looking to go into Rosewood anytime soon? I need to get some new clothes. I'm going to check out the items they got in town. You want to go?
I was thinking about doing that maybe later. I don't really have a.
What time do you want to meet
date
up then,
on
Nick?
I'll see. I need to go to the bathroom.
Sure, not a problem. Let me know. Hit me up. I'm gonna go bring some food to my my guard. He's gonna go grab some food and start walking back towards the residence hall. After that, I think we're gonna go ahead and take our break a little early because I need to recover. Recalculate my brain. Hopefully you guys enjoyed meeting Carlas. Yeah, we're going to be we're committing to that one, aren't we? All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Steak well done for the subscription. Halan, if I'm saying that right, thank you so much for the subscription. Everyone in chat, thank you guys so much. Rob Tremammoth with the bits, thank you so much. It means so much. It's Shadowfang with the follow. Just want to shout out all of you guys. So I hope you're having fun, and we'll get back to it in we'll come back about 8:25 Eastern Standard Time. So see you guys in a bit. Alright, mates, we're back with more some Bardicdice. Fates United. Give the people what they love. You love the accent. You get it. Anyways, so we're back to it. Our chosen four, seemingly kind of separated a little bit at the moment, but kind of getting settled in, meeting different NPCs here, heading out to their agenda a little bit as they prepare, and it seems they're waiting for maybe one or two more people before the opening ceremonies later tonight at the Centaurium. But we jump back in. We got 4 people doing 4 different things. So who wants to go first? Who wants to jump into it?
Well, I'm just at the fields.
Give me athletics check. Uh-oh.
And I want to say after I probably finished and then went out to see what those two were doing since they ran out.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
21.
21. Yeah, Ergon had definitely kind of gotten a beat on you. You're like, to the fields. Okay. And then just started bounding out and kind of like almost knocking over kind of one of the helper boys that was kind of like walking in with like a plate of stuff and then walking around. But you're able to definitely dodge out of the way. And you had found a quick little shortcut through the garden and able to just get to the armory before Ergon, as he's kind of I don't like running.
You beat me, whatever. Get that smirk off your face.
Well, I've always told you, you got to make sure you keep up the running, otherwise it's hard to catch back up.
You hear a voice coming from the other side. Huh. I don't really feel like I have to have a pissing contest trying to run around, but that's what you boys need. You look over and see the taller human brunette that was sitting with the queen and the younger boy earlier, but he's just kind of sitting back. There's like a broken table on one end around some of the weapons, and he's just kind of sitting in a chair. I was wondering if the first one was gonna come in and join me at the armory.
I just kind of look over at him. I walk in and I grab a couple practice spears and throw one to Ergon.
He's like looking between you guys.
I look over at him and I'm like, are you wanting to join?
Now you're talking my language.
I throw him a Well, before I throw him a spear, I'm like, I lift a spear up and like point it towards him like, do you want one of these?
That's what you guys use. And you see him like he's like starting to go for like one of his pockets, and then he kind of stops and raises his hand to catch the spear.
Toss it over to him.
All right. He's just kind of like standing there leaning on it at the moment. Be my guest.
Yeah, I'm already heading back. I'm already heading out to the sand area.
Yeah. Ergon
I don't
kind
know
of
if he's following or not, but
Ergon
sure,
follows, and yeah, Ergon follows and is kind of like cracking his neck a little bit.
Yeah, I've been waiting for something like this. Put Kahu in his place.
And the other one, he just kind of like puts it over his shoulders and starts walking into the sand with you guys to show that, you know, he's definitely engaged, but he has a very Liaz kind of feel and just doesn't really seem to be taking anything serious at the moment. Makai, this is
ready for this?
about the time that you get there, and you can feel the testosterone in the room as three people just sizing each other up. Yeah. Are you
I'm just gonna watch.
sticking by watching? Yeah. Are you like leaning up against a pole? There's a couple seats around, or like places to like little crates you could sit on. Where are you at?
I'll probably just like post up against something and just kind of lean slightly
Okay.
and just watch.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. Ergon kind of takes like the stance of like a triangle between Kahu, this other guy, and you, and kind of like just getting into a bit of a battle stance. You can kind of see the Goliath stance is a little different than your shield brothers and sisters, but it's similar. It's something where you guys can work together, but it's definitely a slightly different technique. He kind of gives you a wink and seems to be waiting on you.
I look at the other guy and kind of give an eyebrow raise and like, "Are you ready for this?"
Are you? Still just...
Sure, I'll take a step towards him and do a spear thrust at him.
Sure. Go ahead and roll up a spear thrust.
Attack.
I'm assuming
Something
these are
right
all
with-
the blunted training spears.
Yes, they're
No,
all
perfectly
all training
sharp.
spears.
We kill someone on the
Right.
first day.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just a 10.
10. Yeah, you go to
Wow.
thrust the spear there. And he quickly kind of from his position here, almost like jumps up and twirling it in his hand, starts running up your spear and kind of like forces it down into the ground and runs up and does a flip over you and lands where you were originally standing, kind of with his hand back, holding the spear like a quarterstaff behind him.
Yeah, so I'll pivot and turn to him.
Ergon's already kind of charging, and you see him like already dropping the spear and seeing like this, like, whoa. He goes to go in for a tackle on this guy. Poor Ergon. As you see him flip, the guy spins around like the arms and back of Ergon and almost doing a quick jab to the back of his knee. You see Ergon just charging past and kind of stumbling forward and kind of sliding to one knee, kind of
Puny human.
he turns around. What are you doing? Not bad. You're gonna have to do a little better than that.
Can I like take a flanking position on him?
You can attempt to.
And-
Yeah, you're circling behind from where.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like pivot and circle around behind him and go for another.
Say at the
Another attack.
moment, yeah, I'm gonna kind of say because Ergon's a little off kilter, not really engaging him at the moment. Before he's turning around, you don't get advantage yet for flanking.
Okay.
Yep, as he's kind of like standing, looking at both of you, waiting to see who's going next.
17.
17. What are you doing?
Just as he's kind of like looking over to Ergon and like starting to like, as he goes to peer back at me, I kind of like catch him, like kind of like right in the armpit area
Okay.
and try to knock some of the wind out of him.
So you're trying to thrust or kind of like sideways hit him with the spear?
I'm picturing some wrapping around. I'm kind of like spinning around, and it'd be kind of a side like smack.
Okay. Yeah, as you go to do that side smack and spin around, he's already ducked underneath it and comes up and with a that would be a wow, math. 16? Does a 16 hit?
Just technically misses.
Just okay. As you have to just barely lean back, you see the edge of the spear, not the like weapon side, but almost like he has it backwards, just about to hit you in the jaw as he's kind of coming up from the duck. You're just able to lean back. All right. A little faster than I thought, as he jumps back from Ergon, who's attempting yet again like a tackle and seems to have missed, and kind of jumps back between you. You big guy over here, not so much.
I'm gonna go more head on with him this time and just kind of clash spears and see if I can find an opening on him.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely see him kind of plant his feet and go into a little bit more of a traditional spear stance. Go to roll me attack.
An 11.
11. Yeah, he's quickly able to kind of like push it away, and you're not able to find any openings. He's kind of like spinning around, trying to get to your backside. I don't think it's gonna hit either. It's less. 14. Yeah, as you're able to see his and kind of clash it again. But he does with a second attack. Yeah. As he's like thrusting forward with you not able to hit, he thrusts backwards just as Ergon's running up and gets him in the gut. Oh! With that second one. Ergon's not doing too hot right now. But yeah, he's going to kind of flip around and twirl the staff kind of underneath his arms, and he's kind of standing there like almost at the ready. And he looks at the other hand, does that.
So I'm gonna step in with like standard thrust, and then I'm gonna attempt to pivot off a little bit, swing around, and then come in with the butt of the spear to his side.
Nice.
The 24.
24. Yeah, as he was he kind of standing there really cockily, and it looks like he's trying to go down to block it and just misses. Lucky hit. As he kind of like spins off of it. That's your one. All right. And he's gonna go in. He kind of does an acrobatic flip over you. Goes in for an 18.
Yep, just gets me.
Ooh, yeah. And a math 23.
Yep.
This time he's jabs you once in the back, and the second one kicks the spear out of your hand, or it attempts to, if you want to roll against a 23 with either athletics. Yeah, we'll do athletics.
That's a natural 20 for a 25.
Natural 20, nice. Yeah, he kicks it, trying to disarm you, kind of like landing back, and you can feel it slipping out, and you grab just the tail end of it and are able to whip around with the secondary attack. Go ahead.
All right, so as I just grabbed the tail end of it, it's a 15. I like grab the tail end and I kind of like swing it like in a wide arc to kind of like try to push him back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He kind of jumps back for a second as Ergon comes in again. But this time, Ergon, rolling so bad. Ergon goes to tackle him again, and he kind of like pops him on his head as he's able to kind of jump over Ergon as he's going through. But just as you're about to go in for the next attack, you see a shadow leap down from
We're gods.
you see a shadow jump down from the pillars and land in the middle of you. That will be enough. And you see a black furred tabaxi with a feathered ear and a very kind of like ornate like Three Musketeers vest. Very good. The sparring was quite lacking, if you would ask me myself. He turns to all of you, though. Good-spirited, yes. But maybe you need some more formal training. Eli Sande, at your service. And he kind of bows deep. He has like a little rapier at his side.
I'll give him a nod, and more training is always welcomed. There's also much that you can learn from others when you fight them.
Oh, there is.
Take, for example, this man over here. I point at the guy.
He's like hitting
Sorry,
his
did
rib
not
a little
get your
bit.
name.
Yeah, he never asked. My name is Sir Sar Creed. I am the second in command of Granica. Kind of like with a grin, chagrin.
Well, Sasakreed, it is nice to meet you. My name is Kaguranji. And
Ergon.
He's kind of just like sitting there, like real upset about the fight and how it went.
yeah, so Ergon, my friend here, he this fight teaches that he doesn't do so well on a full stomach.
Meh.
And so Sacred over here is quite confident in himself as a fighter. Almost to the point where he can let himself be surprised a little more than he should.
You talk a lot. You wouldn't do that on the battlefield, I don't think. And he's like starting to see like kind of the talk back and forth, and he goes, I think both of you didn't realize I was sitting there watching you the whole time. So, yeah, we have much to learn, I think. How about you over there, Tiefling? I'm pretty sure you would have been able to put all three of them on their yeses, yes?
Well, one doesn't reveal their cards before it's time.
No, that is the smart. We're on the battlefield. Anyways, y'all can continue sparring. And he like walks over to the side. Classes start tomorrow. That is when I'll really beat you into shape. Have you all had the chance to equip your correct weapons? One has to have the right tools on the battlefield, yes?
You
I've brought
don't
my spear
really.
with me.
You don't really have the weapons that I normally use.
And the so say, what kind of weapon would our army be lacking for you, Monsieur?
Are you more familiar with the traditional swords that come out of Hamasuka?
And you see him.
And I'll take out my dagger. And kind of hold it up. Sorry.
Sure. He kind of flips his rapier out, kind of like with one hand from the sheath, and kind of catching it like backwards. And he's kind of holding it out like this, and it's definitely a rapier, but you can see the beautiful, very similar, like cherry blossom design on his hilt. Oh yes, the Hamasukan design. Yes, I believe I have met many of the greater blacksmiths up in there, up in the mountains there. I'm sure a blacksmith could make something a little more comfortable to your liking.
That's fine. I was also going to go find a stick that I could use.
What?
Sorry, I was thinking of
A
Anias'
stick?
a stick. Yeah.
Yes. I saw the brushy-haired girl with a stick earlier. Don't worry, we'll make sure all of them get properly equipped before we start.
We all, if I get a stick, we all have sticks. He has a stick, she has a stick, he has a stick.
I mean, if you look over there, all of our training stuff is pretty much stick, yes. So.
Oh, well, right, but when I would do my training exercises, for example, we would have training swords, which were a wood made to the same size and dimensions, and then it would also be about the same weight as the sword, so there wasn't really, or sometimes heavier. I'm more used to that rather than, although your rapier is gorgeous and the spears obviously do their thing, it's not really to my taste.
Oh, but of course. It is why we have Greed here. No, not Greed. What's his name? Garrick here to equip weapons in your style. Yes. These are just generic training weapons, but we of course do the same. Make sure we blunt and create training weapons in your liking that will not draw blood. We're not in the business of killing other ones when we try to teach harmony between them. But yes.
Right.
Good.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, right. Yeah, just, I mean, should I go talk to him, maybe?
I'm not sure where he is. I believe he was out busy. The other Genesi girl and him had been doing deliveries for the day. He will be quite available tomorrow, I'm sure. We have plenty of time, no rush.
Not worried about it, but thank you.
Kids give us a chance to be better than we used to be.
Is that my Spotify?
I think that is your Spotify. I was like, is there a commercial break that we didn't plan
Yeah,
for?
like what?
It does sound like a trailer.
Yeah.
I'm just like going through, like making sure I don't have anything else up.
So what is everybody just listening to this Tabaxi guy as he's talking, or did everybody just stop playing or stop
I was listening
fighting?
to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's just kind of standing there, kind of like greeting everyone, and well, I mean, the whole point here is not only to advance our skills, but to learn from each other's skills, learn to trust each other in the battlefield, but also off battlefield. Yes, Kohurangi, I believe, and Surgar, you have much to learn from each other. You fight awkwardly as strangers. You must learn to live here as companions, even if enemies on battlefield.
I prefer to build more bridges than burn them down.
Very much so. As you can see, and you kind of like start to take in his kind of like garb, what he's wearing, and the weapons he has. And it seems very much from different cultures and different makes. It's not seemingly from one set culture or anything like that. He seems very traveled and much. And yes, that is what we are here. We are here to share each other's culture, learn to get along, and learn to make a balance in one's life. There are some here who are studious, some that are quite adept with the sword, others who are, he looks over at Ergon, bigger in size. Yes. But we can all learn to find our place in the line, help each other one-on-one. So, rules of the armoring. You start hurting each other, I shall hurt you. I am always watching. Deal?
Sounds good to me. I mean, it was simply a sparring match.
No, but of course. And he kind of looks over at Sir Carr. It's like, yeah, it's just a sparring match. Friendly, of course.
I want to insight check this random guy, this new guy.
Go ahead. Which
Sure.
one? Are you talking about Eli, or are you talking about Sir Carr?
No, not the Tabaxi. Yeah, the guy who just.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and give me insight. So he is the one that you saw at the lunch table with talking to the queen. Brown hair,
Right.
kind of like studded leather and stuff like this, but he's very, very cocky, seemingly.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to insight him. 22.
22. What are you trying to get an insight on?
With how he said it, of just like of course, like, does he really seem like he was actually looking, like, did he look disappointed when wait, what's the Tabaxi's name?
Eli Sand.
Oh, right.
SANDE.
Thanks, Mammoth. I see that. Yeah, when Eli had said, we're not going to hurt people, I wanted to kind of like look at, because I already got a read on Kahu, and I assume his friend's fine, so I'm going to look at the other guy and kind of
Sure.
just be like,
Doesn't look like he's going to necessarily hurt anyone, but he definitely can tell there's a mask of a little bit of annoyance on his face. That how he even got a hit on him. You get the feeling like he's not used to ever. He probably seems like he's the best from where he's from, and he's not ever tested often or bested ever. If that makes sense.
Okay. No, I won't say anything. I'm just nodding. Yeah.
Kai was just going to like nod to Sir Socrid. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. Let me go find it again. Sarcreed.
Socrid. So I'll walk up to him and offer a hand and be like, "Those are some moves I have not seen in my days. Well done."
Those were some moves. And he goes to shake your hand as well. I'm sure you can teach me a few things, of course. Vice versa, of course. That is what I've been raised in my land. Literally been a warrior all my life. Trained to protect the lines, to protect the realm. What I do.
I've been trained for the same.
I can see you're a little bit more of practice warrior than your friend here. Aren't you, Goliath, a little bit more spiritual? Yes? If I heard right?
Yeah. A little bit. Some of us.
I walk over to Ergon and slap him on the back.
All right. Yeah. I'm not the best fighter. More of a consultant of the spiritual kind for the soldiers in the field, as you would say. Chieftain, as much. But, try and keep up as best I can.
Keeps us alive.
Most of us. Well, let's get back to sparring.
And he grabs his, and he looks like he's ready for round 2, ready to continue on.
I'm gonna look over at Socrates and give him like a, "Do you want to continue?"
I've had my fill for the day. You two have fun. I'm gonna go get ready for tonight. And you walking past, he kind of tosses the spear back up to you.
I'll catch it.
Plus, spear's not really my thing.
Fair enough. I'll hold it out to Meikei.
Sure.
You guys
I'm like,
end up sparring or training a little bit?
yeah.
Yeah, we'll train for a while, and then I don't know, afterwards, just kind of be like, "So the sword is the weapon of choice for you, huh?"
Oh, sort of. I feel more inclined to it. I think is more apt. But technically, Mike, what's the rules on monk weapons? Is it any simple weapon?
I
can't
never
remember.
played a monk.
I believe it's
I'd
all
have to look
simple
it up.
weapons and.
I think it's yeah. So that means that a spear is a simple weapon, right? Or is that a special?
Simple.
Okay, then I was just fine with it.
Yeah, you could definitely swing it around. It's not your preferred one, but it's definitely something you've been trained in.
No. At tradition in my country growing up was to train, and we would have competitions, and just for fun. We're not very war-minded generally, but some people do go into the military. Uh, so
Wait.
we just
You're not war-minded, but you use swords.
it's more of seen as an art form and not so much as a um, deadly weapon, if that makes sense. I was watching you with your forms the other day, and it's definitely seemed a lot different. I have forms, and it's like a sort of dance rather than. I mean, it's effective with killing, but it's mostly seen as art.
Hmm.
It's a lot of footwork and motion and movement and about the extensions of the body and the sword being part of that.
That's strange.
I could show you and what's the other Urgar? Your Urgon?
Gone.
Again?
Yeah.
I could show you and Urgon um some of the forms that I use. I mean, we're here to learn from each other.
I'm always down.
Pause for effect. Okay.
What did Ergon say?
I mean, I'm always down to learn something new. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
I mean, sure, I'll see what sword play is like elsewhere. It just seems strange that a tool for war is also a tool for art.
You might understand it if you think of it more as art, as the sword is instead of a paintbrush, it's a sword, but the
But can
area around you is a canvas.
a blade
Sure.
paint more than blood, though?
Yeah, I was just about to say it's a canvas of blood, huh? That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, when it's used in our festivals and spiritual ceremonies, it's not like a blood sacrifice, right? It's a I'll just show you. Okay, and I'm gonna go through, and it's very fluid and yeah, I guess fluid's the best way I can think about it. Very fluid and just pretty. It's pretty, I guess.
Give
More
me
so.
a performance check based on dexterity.
Oh, so I add
Are you
my
proficient
dexterity
in?
bonus.
Yeah, are you proficient in performance?
No,
Okay,
but
then
I'm
just
good
your
at,
dexterity.
yeah. Okay.
Actually, you
Ooh,
know what? No,
okay.
go ahead and add proficiency because I feel like you're proficient in what you're doing here.
Yeah, okay. That's an 18.
Yeah, very beautiful. And Kahu, you're a little surprised at what you would pick up as the effectiveness of some of her moves that you are seeing are very lethal, even though she's kind of going through a very like motioned, artistic form of it. Urgon's kind of watching, just kind of like,
Reminds me of some of our shamanistic ceremonies. Kind of same thing. Use our weapons in ceremonies. I mean, Kaho, you literally cut your hand in a ceremony, so weapons aren't just for war.
Yes, but that's a dagger. That's also meant for skinning, for game. Spears for hunting. Sword is for death.
I could
Quite good at it,
definitely.
mind you. And that
I
was
could.
surprisingly
Cook food on a sword.
different
That's
than
true.
I expected.
We really do not like to do war or get aggressive. Um, we do have times in our culture, if honor is put on the line to do sparring with swords, but otherwise than that, the swords rarely see blood. So it's more just the craftsmanship, the care put into it. It's then the owner's responsibility to take care of that and make it live its intended purpose, in our case, to be art.
Can I make an insight check
Oh no.
on Makai?
Go for it. What are you trying
Based
to
on
insight?
the dance that I'm trying to insight, like, because you said that I had kind of gleaned from her thing earlier that there was not only just dancing, but very martial poses and movements that were clearly meant for martial purposes.
Very lethal
And then
actions to it, yeah.
her just talking about that, and then talking about or having seen her fight, and then her just talking about this thing with like duels. Was there something? Did I hear something more in that voice inflection at all?
Go to roll insight.
Do I have to roll?
Are you trying to hide anything specifically?
It's one of those, I mean,
It's just a 12.
I mean, I don't really feel like you'd pick up too much from that, but Makai, if you feel like there's anything from that you feel he would glean from a 12, more than happy to offer that up.
I didn't sound the like happiest. There's like, voice inflection with the duels thing,
Yeah,
but it
I also,
wasn't.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I also feel like I don't know you well enough to have caught if you were talking your normal unhappy tone, unless that was a high roll.
Doesn't like duels.
Yeah,
I don't know what you pick up from it, but there's no like specifics on it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. Just interesting. There's a lot to learn from different cultures, it seems.
There are. It seems. And you have your tattoos, right? Like those are actually on you.
Yeah.
Oh, and you seem to have a lot of art.
Kind of lift up my arm. This, pointing at the arm, is a sign of rank amongst my people. And this is a sign of my desire for freedom. As I point at my heart, where it's the ocean and the stars and the compass.
Oh, yeah, your compass tattoo. They're very pretty.
Thank you.
Do you think Anais is hiding and Zach is probably in the library?
You know, I was just thinking, we told Anais we were going to teach her how to use this stuff. We better go find her.
I think she would like that. She seemed very attached to the idea. So I think she needs it. And Zach too. Maybe they both need to beef up a little bit.
Think we can get Zach to do a push-up?
Maybe. With the right motivation. I don't know what that would be. Maybe a book in front of him. I don't know.
The promise of us leaving him alone for 12 hours?
That might be it.
Let's go find him.
Speaking of which, Anais, you are going down the steps with 6 books in your hand as you kind of walk up towards the archive library. You look over and you see a younger human boy, Zachary, sitting outside the backside reading. You want to engage, or the library seems to be open, the archive seems.
Oh, he's in the back.
Hmm?
You're outside.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can I look at what he's reading? Can I see if I can glance at it?
Perception check.
Oh man, I've been rolling all high teens right today.
Zach, same
20.
book? Or the other one? Are you reading?
Same book.
You can see it. You can't read it.
What is it?
Looks like a language you don't understand.
What language?
What languages do you know?
I know, well,
Language you don't know.
Okay, you told me I could pick one. I picked the other one aside from Elvish and Common.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Celestial because I thought that
Okay.
she would think it would be cool, and she would like the floaty things, so she would want to learn that one.
So at first you're like, no, I don't know what that is.
I swear I didn't.
But for a
do it
second you look a
cheating.
little
That was,
closer.
the
You're like,
best.
oh wait, no, that's something Dad taught me. That's Celestial. No, that's fine. No, I didn't think you knew you had it. So yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. It was there was giant and other ones. I was like, those don't sound pretty. Like Celestial sounds like a pretty language. So I think she'd want to do that.
There would definitely be some Celestial studies with your dad in Bricarius. So that's
okay.
reasonable.
As long as you think that's okay. If
Yeah,
you want me to
definitely.
change the language.
Bricarius is very much, and your dad as well, being almost like an ambassador position, was very
Mhm.
much interested in other cultures and stuff like that. So it wasn't like you guys were an inclusive knowledge based. So yeah.
Okay. So I can see it.
Hmm?
Okay. What is it?
Mark, what was the exact title that I gave you last time?
You just told me it's a book of more religious aspect.
Yeah.
I didn't get a title. So.
Yeah, it doesn't really ring out to you as quite a title. It's more of a formation of words, and some of them seem to be a little beyond your knowledge of Celestial. But you can see like Solus, and then some other word, and then Celestia. Want to give me Arcana check? See if you can maybe translate it. Zach, give me a perception check.
All right. 7.
You
For
have no
perception?
clue that there's a smaller wood elf staring right at you at the end, on the path at the end of the archive.
I'm burying my book right now.
Yep, very much so. But
I'm sorry.
yeah, did you roll Arcana?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were telling him.
No, I'm
I didn't
talking
even
about you.
roll. Okay. I rolled a 11.
11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it seems to be some sort of arcanic, runaic word that's you just haven't been taught before.
It's out of the realm of what I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's almost like a
Interesting.
medical or a religious term that you just never heard before. You're not quite sure how to translate it.
Okay. Yeah, so she has I don't know, how big's the stack, by the way, of books that I'm holding? It's 6, you said?
Yeah, about 6.
I don't know how big they
books.
are.
Yeah, I mean they're varying between here and here. So I mean you're probably looking at something it's probably covering your face if you're holding it like that.
Okay, yeah. So, I think I will, when I get near him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking, and, I'll just put the books down, on the ground, next to him, and I'm already, bringing out my notebook, and I'm starting to write something. So I don't know, I'm sure you might notice now, because it's literally, right next to you.
Did roll a 7, but I mean it's up to you, Zach.
Yeah. That's true, you could be super absorbed.
I mean, my passive is 10, so I don't know if that would.
Up to you. I'll let it be a character
I
decision.
feel like if she's just right there and plops books down, I would definitely notice that.
Zone of
That's a very low
awkwardness.
DC, I'm guessing.
Amazing. We get zone of truth. We got zone of awkwardness going on.
Oh, hi.
She's not even looking at you, she's like writing something down. And then like eventually she like slides over like the notebook to you. And it just says, thank you yesterday for helping me.
Oh, yeah. Are you feeling okay?
She nods. And then she points to you.
Feel better, yeah. Did you read all those?
She shakes her head and just writes Bricarious.
Oh, okay.
And she writes, I was going to find some though. And then
Lots of books in there.
her eyes are big and she kind of nods. Like she already is kind of like looking over. And she'll point to your book and like kind of tilt her head like asking a question.
Oh, just doing some reading about Solus and seeing some history, you know.
So she writes, so you can read Celestial? Then she shows it to you.
Yeah. I can read Elvish too.
Her eyes get big again, and she writes, really?
Yeah. I've studied a lot of languages, so.
She like starts to go on her hands, kind of like asking how many.
4-ish, I guess. I know a lot of different dialects of human too, or common.
And she just holds up 2. Or 3, I guess, which would be common too, but she just goes 3.
It's a lot.
She like takes the notebook back and like is kind of slowly writing now, doesn't seem quite so rushed, I guess, and then she just writes, I liked learning Celestial, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's a good language. Yeah. Real nice.
So, she'll just write again, like, I won't bother you anymore. I just wanted to say thanks.
You're not bothering me, but have fun if you go read books.
Just tiny little baby smiles. And then she, like, picks up the giant pile and, like, walks in.
I can help you take those in if you want, and I'll take like half of it off the top.
Oh, she kind of like nods at you. Thank you, nod.
Kahu and Meikai, give me perception checks with disadvantage.
I typed it as an 18.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
Mine was a 7.
Where'd you type it? Oh, in the Discord.
Discord.
Oh, okay. I guess I could have done it there. I
Sorry,
didn't think you guys were looking
know
at
where
Discord.
you-
I typed it in the stream chat and I was waiting for it there.
Oh,
No worries. Yeah, so the two of you grab books and walk into the archive. It is a lot better lit as the windows are open. You can have like sunlight going through and you hear a little bit of rumbling back in the not rumbling. There's a commotion or just, books being moved around in the bookcases. There's definitely someone else here as you enter the archives. You guys go to return the books.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is the first time I've ever seen it, so
Yeah,
probably gawking.
as you walk in, yeah, it's a very large wooden kind of a building, and in the front is just a regular desk with like a book, and it says like sign in, sign out. And you get the feeling you could probably go back a little ways and find Vicarious's name and sign back those books, or you could write a new one and do it that way. There's like a small little pile of books here that you just kind of leave, and it seems to be that maybe someone here takes cares of it, or cleans it up or maintains it. But you can look around, and if you're kind of peering around the corner, you can see a few other tables and chairs in here, kind of next to windows that can open if people want. And then on the other half and lines the whole wall on the backside are just books on books on books. You can check out. Are you guys walking in? What are you guys doing?
Well, is this bigger? I'm sure this is bigger than whatever my dad had and family. Or is it?
Smaller.
What? Did he have like the biggest book collection in the world?
Were you Belle at one point?
This building, from what you can see, I feel like it's about the same, if not slightly smaller than your father's old library.
Oh, I didn't know he had that many books.
You guys have a
Many books.
large
No.
library study
Lots.
back at the house front in the mountain. That
Mm-hmm.
Anais
remember.
writes, I've seen bigger.
very much similar to Beauty and the Beast style.
Yeah. Yeah. So she looks like as she's looking around, she's like definitely taking in every detail. She looks like she appreciates it, but she maybe doesn't look impressed either. Does that make sense? Like
Mhm.
she's not disappointed by
Yeah,
it,
she's
but it's
like,
also like, oh,
pretty cool.
okay. Like,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Zach
Yeah,
is
I
like,
signed in the
wow.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zachary, you've seen similar, if not equivalent, libraries in Celestia.
So me
I
and
mean-
Zach are both like, meh.
Are you signing
So
them
my
in?
plan is just to sign them in with her, and then I'll probably head back out if nothing stops me.
Okay. What about you,
Well,
Nias?
Yeah, I mean, I would like kind of give him like a nod of gratitude. And I would probably just like awkwardly go find the books I want.
You said you're looking for more books?
I'm looking for books, yeah.
Okay. Zach, as you turn and you're like opening the door to walk out, there's a small little bell that goes off again. You see Kahu kind of looking down the other direction from the garden, and kind of next to him is Meikai, who seems to be looking this way and seeing you walk out of the library there. As you could just walk around the corner back to your spot if you want. But Meikai, you do see him walking out of the archive.
Kahu. This
I'll
way.
start walking.
Oh, hey.
Zach watches her
There's
please.
Zach.
No.
They found my spot.
Zach.
mm,
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I just call.
He just keeps walking.
Yeah, Zach, do you respond at all as you're turning the corner as you hear your name?
What do you need?
Leave me
I was
alone.
wondering if you've seen Anais at all.
Maybe.
You can give
I'm
me an
gonna
inside
insight
check if
that.
you want.
Either you have or you haven't. Where's the maybe?
Oh, that's a 16.
He's seen her.
Is she?
Unless you're rolling a deception or anything. It sounded very non-committal from you, but I wasn't sure.
Do you need me, or can I go?
You can get back to your books.
Okay, then I go off.
We always like having you around too, but that's fine.
You're awkward, but you're nice.
I'm gone.
I'm gone. I'm just gonna sigh. The kids.
Yes. Don't know what to do for that one at the moment.
I don't either. So we go find some book and try to lure him out. Like you're good at fishing. Would that work? But with a book?
I mean, I usually
it.
spear. You know what? I found this kid who was telling me about fly fishing. He might know how to tie a book to a rod of some kind.
I think
Zachary,
that's
give
how
me
we
a perception
get
check.
him.
Perception
Yeah.
is a natural 20.
You haven't gotten back to your books yet. You can hear everything they're saying.
I'm gonna go find a new spot.
Yeah, you kind of grab your books and just walk away.
I'm gonna go the opposite side of the building so
Yeah.
they don't see me.
Where are you two going after this?
I'm gonna go check in the library because he just came out of it, and that was a weird, like, maybe.
Okay.
So
Before you guys,
I'm just gonna go in there.
Okay, I'll let you guys know when you guys walk in. Anais, as you kind of are standing there, Zachary just left. You could hear someone call out his name, but you were focused more in as the door shut and kind of the sounds quite soundproof in here. Not fully soundproof, but kind of they built it to cut off the world around for people to focus. You kind of hear in the background, "Whoa,
What do you need? Who's here?
Where do I hear this from?
back around in the shelves. Whoever was messing around with the books back here.
Oh, he's talking to Anaya, sorry.
Yeah, you guys aren't there quite yet.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys know when you walk in.
Come on, speak
Yeah,
up. Don't have all day. Who's there?
She just like, she probably gets startled for a second, her eyes get really big, she starts looking around, and the more this person's talking, then she actually is looking around trying to find this person.
Yeah, you kind of like peek around the corner and you're like following the
Stop playing games. Just announce yourself already.
and you kind of
I'll
like
cast thaumaturgy and like rumble the floor.
Oh, jeez. Just stack those books.
he starts you see a man stand up from down from some of these. He's got scrolls and books by him, and he's a very serious, pointed looking man. You can see like a vein coming down and creases on his forehead. Older man, probably in his late 50s, early 60s possibly. He's got short cut white hair, grayish kind of peppered hair. He's got a scar down one eye and kind of monocle glasses and a well trimmed beard. Well kept man. This is, well, he doesn't announce himself yet, so. Okay. Sorry, I just closed Discord. I was like, oh no, I hope it doesn't close the video. Sorry. Try this again. Okay. Did I?
Yeah.
I did. It stopped the
Yeah.
video. It did stop the video. Okay. Are you guys back?
What?
Did it refresh?
I'm here.
I never left.
On the
Yeah, you must
no,
have
on
just-
the stream.
Scrolls down the
The
stream.
stream.
Oh.
Let's try and reset this. Yay!
nice.
Okay, that's a little better. Sorry, chat. But yes, so he's like,
Who are you, girl? What do you want?
So she's like, she puts up her hands like, looking very apologetic, and is like looking to see if she can find, like, do I see books that have fallen, or?
I mean, by his feet. But yeah, he's just
Oh,
had
okay,
stuff
okay.
organized and.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so she's
Was that
like,
you? What was the point of that? Can you just... Who are you? You one of the new representatives that are here?
She's like, she already is getting out her notebook and starting
You have
to,
nothing
like,
to be
scribble
afraid of.
something in.
You don't need to be worried about talking to me.
And eventually it gets slid over.
What it was just saying.
Sorry. I didn't know how to get your attention.
Okay. Do not speak.
Shakes her head one, twice.
Oh. What do you want?
Takes back her notebook, writes out.
He's already starting to like go back and like paying attention to books while he's waiting for you to write this.
Yeah.
It's about this time you hear the door open again.
Okay. She's like writing down, do you organize these books a certain way?
Of course.
I want to find, it's a little paragraph. Do you organize these books a certain way? I want to find books on anything that has to do with what are they called? Avatars or affinities with storm or something like that. That's what she's trying to ask about, but I don't know how I would word it in your fancy lingo.
Yeah, so just a kind of a quick recap. So there's the Ancient One who created the avatars. Avatars are the kind of the divine beings that control the different affinities. So depending on how you are wording it, if you're trying to ask about affinity, which is a source of magic, or the one in charge of it that gives these sources of magic or created the source of magic, would be the avatar.
Okay, I would probably be asking about the actual magic first, I think. So that's what I'm asking. So I'm done writing my paragraph and I slide it over to him.
Of course, what do you think I'm barbaric? Of course I organize this library. I'm the historian here. Yes, there's books separated by the different affinities, by the different avatars, by wars, by kingdoms, by, if you want to know, the relations of the different generations of rulers. If you want to know the peasants and what kind of trade and almanacs there are. If you want scrolls, arcane, it's what we have. I am at your service. What kind of affinity are you researching? I am Markoth. Your name? He goes back to reading while he's like waiting.
Yeah, she just flips over real fast. There's a my name is a nice thing that's already pre-written, and she just points to it.
Well, that's pretty smart. I like the pre-arranged ones. It's very efficient. Hold on, I'll be with you in a second. He's like, yes, nice, pleasure to meet you. What do you want to study?
She just writes very fast. Storm?
Like the type of storms in the lands. I mean, you got almanacs for that. If you want to know the science behind the cumulus clouds and different storm base, we need to be a little bit more specific.
She writes.
And there's no like hostility to his voice. He's just a very he seems very
I got work to do kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But very
and she's almost helpful. Like trying really hard to think of a good way to say this, but she still really hasn't figured it out very well. So yeah, she writes magic powers from storms. Any recorded, and then she like as he's sitting there, she like just keeps writing like any recorded instances.
I trying to think of my own reading.
Maybe sporadic, different writings of the different chosen or different affinities. Are you talking wind-based storm, lightning? Are you talking rain? Are you talking hurricanes?
She writes any of it.
Right. And he's kind of like doing this like anywhere in here. Sorry, girl, I can't think of a specific storm section, though if you continue to have a need for it, maybe I could develop something. I would start with storm-based, eh? Why don't you begin with, let's see, and he kind of drags you over and like walks you over to an affinity section, and different arcane uses of it, to the water affinity, the sky affinity, and the kind of a few books in Earth.
So you can start here if you're trying to understand which one you're trying to search down.
And then he pulls out a few scrolls that are related to more lightning-based powers and magics.
Ooh, like talking about them or something.
The control
that's
over
cool.
lightning. Things.
Okay.
Meikai, Kahu, you had walked in. Are you just standing there waiting, or you looking in, or what are you guys doing? You guys
Do
hear a
we
man
see
talking
Ananias?
to himself?
Oh,
You guys walk into the bookcases, or you're still standing like in the front? Because it's kind of like a welcoming area, almost like a wall. You kind of have to go around it to get into the larger library where all the desks are.
Is there like a bell or something to ring?
When you open the door, and he kind of yelled back,
I'll be with you in a second.
Is there anything on the front to like look at?
there's a pile of 6 books and another 3 and a sign-in out book.
I'm gonna look at the 9 books while I'm waiting.
yeah.
Sure.
We're
You
just-
see Zachary's name, who had just signed out some stuff, and Bricarius, his name, and you see a couple books that are just speaking of rock mineral artifacts and cultural weathers in the Elvish Plains versus the mountainside, and a few things that talk on that, and then also the last one that speaks of the tribes of the Elvish Plains.
I'm gonna look at that one because that sounds interesting to me.
Yeah, you can start reading on it.
And our tiny baby dear friend is an elf. So, need to learn more about her.
There you go.
Well, it's mostly because the elves border in my area. Kahu's interested about it.
Is this out of character or in character? Are you guys talking to each other?
Sorry, that was an out of character. That
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
out of character, like reasoning. For
Yeah,
Kahu,
no, of course.
sorry.
Just double
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah.
All right, little girl, is that enough? All right, you.
And she already has a pre-written thank you. She just points to it.
Don't mind me. Of course, this is my job here. If it can, will as I continue to reorganize and read myself, I will look for storm-based stuff for you. I will pull it aside if I can. There are desks here. You may sign it out if you wish to take it somewhere else.
She nods and points to thank you again.
Again, no need.
Can we hear this one-sided conversation?
Yeah, you're just hearing like, yep, pull it aside for you. Okay, anything you need. Thank you. Nope,
I
no
just
need.
look at
No need.
Kahu. And I nod.
And then, okay, and he kind of just like nodding over you, and you see the same guy, well kept, sharp facial features, white hair, and he goes,
Okay, what do you two need? I haven't met you before.
representatives, Markov from the historian.
Yes, Meikai.
Hey guy,
Kahuranji.
Gahu, Garangi, nice to meet you.
What do you need?
I believe you were just talking to her.
Looking for a friend.
Short one? One doesn't talk?
Big
Yeah, she's
hair.
back there.
Brown eyes. Brown eyes.
Sure. She doesn't talk. I don't think there's many of them here.
I head back.
Yeah.
Do you need my assistance at all or no?
No.
Good.
Nice library though.
He turns around and starts
Am I
going
okay to
back there,
browse?
shuffling stuff back. Oh, of course. He begins like putting books
Have-
away and like organizing things.
Have I seen libraries bigger? Or is this sizable? In the capital?
Maybe equivalent, but not bigger. Most of the
Okay.
time, they probably would have brought you books to study, not necessarily have you travel to archives per se.
Mm,
So
Okay.
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
okay.
This is a lot of used up paper.
Only the third
I
of it.
mean, it helps people learn. Do you not Did you not do a lot of
Well,
studying?
We have some scrolls and records and things, but we also just pass down stuff through our shamans and through speaking and traditions. This
Nice. Your friends Meikai and Kahu are talking and walk into the bookcases where you're at as you're starting to look through some of yours.
Okay. Yeah, I was probably pretty focused on looking, but I do like hear their voices, and so I'll peek over and just kind of like give a little wave.
This is a lot more. Oh, hey, Anais.
I knew that Zach was lying. Or, well, I guess he said maybe. It wasn't
said
a
maybe.
complete lie.
She just looks confused.
It was really like, I don't even see how you say maybe for that kind of a situation. Like, you either see somebody or you don't. It's like a thing or a not.
Say yes or no. Yes, I saw her. She is in the library. He could be. He'll maybe. I don't know him. Maybe he won't warm up.
She puts her hand to her mouth like she's thinking, and then she just writes down and shows it to you, and it says he likes to be alone to read. Maybe he thought I wanted to be alone to read.
I mean, when I read, I do prefer to be alone too.
I mean,
Well,
I think I prefer to be alone as well, so it makes sense.
that's fair. Wait, Kahu, does your culture do art on canvases and paper and stuff?
We have some art, yes.
Or is it just body art?
And I start looking for books while they're doing this.
It's more than just body art. It is there's some cave arts. There's craftsmen who do art on their pottery pieces. We do have paper and things that we put together, but it's just not as critical, not as filled as this.
Well, I mean, based on from what I do know about your culture, it makes sense. Plus, being more spiritual, it is a little bit easier, I think, to pass down verbally, whereas most other places, like human and I guess ASMR tiefling here seems to have books to write all the information down so that if somebody passes on and they wrote a book, then they don't have to verbally pass it on before they die, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't put your people who are in charge in harm's way, then you don't need to worry so much about losing things verbally. I mean, there's a reason why my people don't put their older children into war. And
Nice. Beside you, you hear thunk as she puts one down. Thunk as she puts down another one. Thunk. We have 5 so far.
I like books. I think they're great. I also think stories are great, but sometimes it's a little easier to write down a story so that you can just hand it to someone instead of trying to recite it.
Can I look down and see what book she's dropping on the thing?
Yeah.
Perception checks.
Yes. Yes.
It's very focused
21.
and not paying attention to the conversation whatsoever. Yeah.
17.
Water, earth, sky, almanacs.
Yeah, I
Pain.
got 2 of each basically right now, of the ones that looked the most promising,
Just,
whatever those may be.
It's kind of hard to pick up a pattern per se.
Yeah.
Navigational books from the sea and talking about the threats out on the water. There's climates in the different lands. It's very different style books. Affinities, sun, earth, sky base, or earth, sky, Water
Can I
based,
tell its affinities, or
half and half,
is it just random books?
like a mixture of everything. Some are affinities.
Is
some
there
are
one in
more
there that's about like the spiritual infinities?
You could, yeah. There's definitely plenty of books on the spiritual aspects of affinities. In her stuff,
Like, yeah.
not specifically on the spiritual side.
Okay.
What
Because it's
do
more
you
of like Kahu being curious if he sees something about that, because that's stuff he's been taught. And then he'd be curious to look into like, well, what's this actually talking about?
I mean, they speak of the affinities, and you are taught about them in a very spiritual, religious sense. That's kind of up to you. These are less spiritual aspects and seem to be a little bit more historical or formative or opinionated, records, memories. A lot of this is just transcribed work from other people's.
What are you doing, Anais? Do you need help?
She's probably like skimming like a bookshelf, and then when you say something, she like stops and like looks over you, and she gets back to her stuff, and she writes just research.
That's fair.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no.
She may have written to I don't know what direction yet.
Has
Do you need
Rachel
help
talked
grabbing
to you?
stuff from the top shelves?
She like points to like the last one she was looking at. She nods, like puts it in her pile.
Do you want me to carry the pile for you?
She like looks at it and like sizes it up, and it's kind of big now, and she takes like the top half and like is holding it.
Like the top
And
third.
she just
Yeah.
kind of like nods.
I'll take the rest.
You grabbed quite a few books, yeah. Like rivaling
It's too many
Bardicdice, there's just not
directions. I have
much
to
more.
go. Yeah.
I'll grab the rest of the books for you.
Well,
She just like nods, like looking grateful, but you know she can't say thank you.
we just wanted to see if you wanted to do any more training or anything like that. We just, Kahu and his friend and this pretentious fellow, sparred for a little bit, and then we talked about swords, and then we were thinking about you.
Well, she's holding books right now, and as she's like walking to she just kind of like nodding a little bit, like not really sure what to do, and eventually she'll like put all the books on the counter, at least the ones that she has, and holds out her hands to you and like starts like signing out all the books in the pile first, into the roster thing or whatever. And then she finally turns back to you and writes, training might be good. You still want to do it after you already did it?
I mean, it's
Absolutely.
we didn't do it for very long because we thought of you and thought maybe you'd be interested. We can always do it, of course, another time if you'd rather be studying. We were thinking about dragging Zach with us too, but you seemed more inclined to it than he does.
I think it's good to enjoy the outside weather while it's still sunlight, and I'm sure you could read these in candlelight, right?
Yeah, she writes, I can read these after we train.
What was the librarian guy's name? Sorry.
Markoth. He's in the Discord as well. Markoth Hynira. He's a
Okay.
historian archivist here.
Markov, do you have any records and stories about the well, you of course you have records. Where can I find details and records and a better explanation of this Centaurium?
Give me a perception check.
That's an actual one.
You heard him respond. You don't know where he went.
Okay.
Anyone? But yeah, you guys want to give me? Well, no. Anais, you're in the front. How are you in the front too?
Yeah, I walked up with Anais
Yeah.
because I was carrying the books with her.
You kind of just make out. You're not sure where, but you hear a voice just kind of echoing, almost like as if he's in a different room. Front shelf, second down to the left.
Ah,
And it says like
Thanks.
history and records of attendees and years of the Centaurium. And
okay. I'll check out a few. Write my name down.
yeah, so as you guys are leaving, Zachary, where did you end up going off to?
I'd probably. I'll probably move over towards kind of like the road to, was it Rosewood? That direction. It's kind of opposite, right? So
Where no one's gonna
Like-
find me.
a little bit like away from the road though, so if like I walk on the road, they won't see me. Just kind of like
Kind of like maybe
whatever
down
bench I can
towards
find
like
near.
the dining area, but like kind of on more towards the path, you said?
Yeah, whatever is like sort of hidden away, but that direction of the campus.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you're able to kind of follow the path a little bit, and there's not really any like legit bench here, but there's a few, you know, stumps and, you know, natural areas you could sit down on the grass and lean up against a, you know, a tree if that's what you're looking
Yeah.
for.
I'll check for ants first to make sure there's nothing, no bugs crawling around.
Investigation roll.
Roll for ants.
Roll for
Investigation roll.
ants.
That's another natural 20.
You're looking around. You look under the
Very
leaves.
concerned.
22 total.
You're almost sure. Then you see one, and you just move it out, and you're pretty confident you're good to sit. You found one ant.
Okay, run along, little buddy. Now sit down.
Cool. Yeah, throughout the day, you're able to study well, and you see Lyara and Garrick, the water and earth genasi. They seem to come back from Rosewood in a carriage. You see a few other people coming and going. All right, what are the three of you guys doing before the ceremony starts tonight? That you're sparring?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we
learning
probably
my
should put the
weapon.
book somewhere first, right?
Yeah, I put my books in my room.
Okay.
There's literally like one pair of clothes in her room when you walk in, and then she just like thumps all the books on
Yeah.
the desk.
We're going like early afternoon at this point too. It's like 1, 2
Mhm.
o'clock.
Yeah.
You'll have dinner,
Yeah.
and then you have the evening ceremony that will start.
I'll put my books in my room. I'll take a couple pillows that I had taken from Kahu, and I'll bring those over to Anais.
Perfect.
First,
And then go to the training grounds.
Anyway.
and then go to the training ground.
Yeah, Eli Sand is still there. He's sharpening some weapons and kind of tidying up some of the debris and things that this armory has left in place. You get the feeling like he's just returning back to this place and hasn't been here for a while. Yes,
All right.
Bex, for seconds, yes.
Yes, just here to help train a friend.
Well, don't mind me. I'm just cleaning up. Yeah, have at it. This place is
Much
always open,
appreciated.
day and night.
Good to know. And then I'll go get training spear, and did a nice grabber weapon.
Always.
The
Yeah.
stick or the metallic one?
The new one, the
Okay,
nice one.
Just making sure.
The stick she was holding around with her at Bricarious' house, she might have left it there for the moment, but she's gonna. Hopefully, Bricarious doesn't throw it out.
Crack firewood.
No!
I'll say if you
And
left it in
then-
the guest room, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kahu at least is going to just start going slowly through the movements this time. Kind of avoid going into his spear movements that like put him in
Make
the
him zone out.
Yeah. And he's gonna do his best to like specifically go step by step. Just starting with, well, seeing she has more of a slashing weapon, I'm gonna kind of go step by step how to move that through the air and kind of control it.
You probably see the same amount of focus that she had in the library as when she's training. Like, just that same, like, really intense expression is just, like, trying her best. I don't know how good she does, but she's trying.
You want to give me an attack roll?
Yeah. Gotta look at my character sheets.
And you guys, throughout the afternoons, you guys are kind of going through forms and stances and different moves and kind of teaching her the basics and also kind of going through your own forms and working up a sweat. You do notice a little bit more of a busy hustle around the Centaurium. There's more people walking around, the NPC, the NPCs are going.
The NPC.
The staff here, the squires, some of the representatives are walking to and fro. You can see the queen talking to her car in the garden. I need to start calling her Alana, 'cause she doesn't go by the queen here. You can, you guys at one point hear, oh, that's amazing there. What kind of book you got? Oh, that's so fantastic. You'll have to tell me about that. Oh, guy with the sword slashing the dragon. That's amazing. Yeah, no, it's really cool as the two of them are walking past. But yeah, what did you roll in your attack?
I rolled a 19 plus 4, so
19, 23.
whatever that is. Yeah,
Nice.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you see her at first kind of timid, but as you're going through the different forms and each one kind of going repetitive, she's very quickly picking up on kind of the basics of what you're teaching her. Both of you guys, yeah, as you both kind of like take turns teaching her, and as the other one's kind of going through their emotions as the other one's teaching. And nice, you're kind of getting this interesting, graceful spear thrust mixture of a katana slash spear that you're trying to apply to the glaive. It's an interesting mesh of styles, but it's working for you.
Nice. I feel slightly better than yesterday.
You guys doing anything
Uh,
else?
I think after we're done, just kind of put the stuff away. And then I'll just kind of be like, sorry about yesterday, Ananias. A lot happened and didn't see the enemy from behind. I was trying to just help the person in front.
Sorry.
But I'm glad you're okay.
She just writes back, there is nothing to be sorry for. It showed me all the places I need to get better.
That's fair.
That's fair, but I said I'd help watch out for you, and felt like I didn't do the best I could have.
I didn't know if you were gonna say something. Sorry.
Oh, you're
Go
good.
ahead.
I think that, I mean, we did what we could, right? And thankfully it turned out fine. I think going forward, maybe be a little bit more careful. Maybe we do see if there's somebody here, or maybe some people, who might be able to go through and check through the path to Rosewood. make sure it's a little bit more safe. Thank goodness it wasn't people. Killing another person is a lot different than killing an animal. So
She like writes to them, wildlife isn't so scary anyway, so it was alright.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, and glad Zach was okay as well. It's hard to pin him down, but I'm glad he's
I
okay.
don't know. I hope he's not shaken up from that experience, and that's why he's avoiding us, maybe?
What is this trouble along the path that you speak of? Eli seems to have kind of overheard that tail end of that. And were you happen to be attacked upon the road to Rosewood? Yes.
Nice nods.
Yeah.
Uh, we went to help Liara yesterday, and just with the shipment and on the road to help, we ran into some wolves and some hawks
Very interesting.
that were a bit aggressive.
That is quite not common here. It is not very often that anybody during the path has been attacked. It has happened, of course, but don't worry. I will go and I will grab the Inquisitors. We will make sure to come and make sure path is protected going forward. I'm sure there's plenty of guards here. We can put them to use, yes? And he starts kind of walking out. Has a little mission of his own to go. T2.
There we go. Maybe we don't have to worry about it, and we can actually take a proper tour and shopping down at Rosewood.
That does make her look more scared again. She's
Wait, more scared about going?
to town, yeah.
You don't have to go. It's just, it might be a good escape. But maybe not because it's around other people. I don't really know. We have all this money. I have all this money. I don't know what to do with it. So I figure spend it on people down there and give it to them by, buying goods.
Yeah.
That's
And I
fair.
was just kind of like,
I think it's time to clean up and go get some food.
Yeah, it's about that time you guys are kind of like settling down and putting your weapons either up or back with you. You see a familiar pot-bellied elf seems to be speed walking past the armory. Side glances, double looks back. Ooh, huh, that's where everybody is. What are you doing training? The ceremony's going to start soon. You got to get dressed. Get cleaned up. Let's go.
she just signs dressed.
Oh, but of course, it's a little bit
And
of
she like motions to her own outfit.
He signs back, not that it's not beautiful in its own right. But yes, the opening ceremony is tonight. You need some dress clothes.
This is as good as this gets.
Kyle's just standing there shirtless. He's like,
That's as good as it gets.
do I need to be dressed?
I mean, you guys could at least, whatever you have, just to tidy up a little bit, presentable. It's the grand occasion of the opening ceremony.
I haven't really. We were interrupted by going to Rosewood, which is when I was planning on getting something other than these tattered clothes. So.
Well, that sucks. Should have gone to Rosewood. It's a little late in the day. Sorry you got distracted.
I didn't realize that we had to dress fancy. I know.
I mean,
that's
it's
the
not
nobles
like,
will.
tuxedo or anything, but put on your nicest clothes. Everyone has their own cultures and clothes. No one really cares, but
I haven't
I
had
don't wanna be
nice
dirty.
clothes for.
Let's hurry up
Years.
and go get dressed.
She just looks at Bri, sort of like, what do I do?
all right, you two. Kyle, are you okay? You have something?
I have something, yes.
Okay.
I have a shirt.
You two, come. He's going to kind of head back towards the tower, and there are a few people that here work at the tower, and a lot of them seem to be this, like where the squires live, and they all seem to each almost like different apprentices of the different teachers here. But he finds one and tells him to go find just some decent dress clothes that seem to fit and be similar to your sizes. And he finds like squires that kind of are about the same height as you two. He's like, all right, let them borrow one of yours. It's okay. They'll give it back. It's okay. I'm very serious. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
It just doesn't look like I'm messing around.
But yes, eventually they come back with some decent attire for you guys. Just, you know, nothing you're used to, but just a simple whatever you want it to be. That's, you know, not necessarily dress clothes. Yes, you artists. It's not like fine, you know, ball gown or anything, but it's just presentable dinnerware type of thing.
We're wearing dinnerware.
Yeah, dinnerware, napkins and such. But he goes, okay, now shoo, go along. Yo, no offense. You've been training. You stink. Go get prepared. Yes?
Did you find Zach
Who are you talking to? Bardicdice?
Bardicdice?
Oh, yes, he was right over.
Yeah.
He was over
It's
there.
been all day.
I'll go look for him. I'm sure he's fine. But hurry up. I like start shooing you guys off, and then
We'll go.
he kind of grabs you and Ice, kind of turning you as like make eyes already turn around and signs. Making friends already, I see.
She just kind of like, and she'll sign. Zach can speak Celestial.
Very interesting. I'll have to ask him about it when I find him. How did you find that out?
He can speak Elvish too.
Really? I'll have to figure out who else knows Elvish. See, look at that. We're already sharing each other cultures and knowledge. That's the whole point. You doing okay?
She signs. I like Zach and Kahu and Mikai.
Oh,
And then
I like how he was like, what? Right.
It's kind of like these are like, aside from him, these are the only.
Well, I don't expect you to be friends with everyone, you know, but I'm glad you're finding a group. It is good. I am actually one of the... Well, you'll figure it out later. I'm actually going to be in charge of a few things this year, and looks like we already have my group. I could, you know, kind of group you all together for different things if I need be, if that's who you like. Yeah, who you like? That slipped in there at the end.
She
He
signs.
comes in. Hi.
Hello! Can I be a part of your group? Yes? Eli and Carlos over here.
She signs. You can rig it.
Oh, I don't call it rig. I select my... If you show. Don't worry about it. It's a surprise.
Avengers assemble.
Yeah.
Now, hurry up. We don't want to be late for dinner.
Okay, so she'll take her stuff and go.
All right. He's going to start attempting to look around the whole entire Centaurium for Zachary. When eventually, it's about a few minutes before dinner is starting, and you're seeing everyone back in the residence hall is getting prepared and dressed up, and definitely getting ready for this occasion. And you guys all notice that there are 11 people here, and there's one room still unoccupied. As Zachary, as you're out by the path in the front of the courtyard, you do notice from your reading all of a sudden another airship landing. Give me a perception check.
My best thing.
Your best
Do
one.
it!
Hey, 16.
16.
Hey!
You made it to the end of a chapter as you're stretching a little bit, looking up. you notice coming out of the Centaurium, there seems to be Varys, Lady Nexus, kind of the same people that are greeting you when you arrived. And you can kind of see eventually Bricarius running out and, I'm here. Don't worry. I'm here for the Zachary. I was looking for you. Ha, no worries. But as you look over at the airship landing, you notice the insignia on this one from Celestia. And as it lands, you see the door open and a familiar looking female Aasimar steps out and starts walking up towards everyone. And then all of a sudden looks at you. That's where you went? And that's where we'll end tonight's episode. Awesome. Good job, guys. That was really fun. You didn't think I was going to get away with that not showing up soon.
Dun, dun, dun.
I wondered.
I was laughing hysterically because you're like, Zach's going to go up front. I'm like, yes. Put him perfectly for her arrival, because I was gonna have her like bust open in the middle of dinner. I was like, this is better. You can't get away from studying at all today. But we will find out this mysterious female that seems to know Zachary quite well, and angrily so, next episode next week, so you don't want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for everyone that joined, that came through and watched Fates United with us. If you enjoyed and liked what you saw, if you consider giving us a follow, a subscribe if you want, share it with your friends would be the biggest honor. We do have YouTube as well, so if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. We record every Thursday, 6:30 EST on Twitch if you want to join us. Or if you're on Twitch and want to go back and watch older ones, you can go to YouTube and you get it. You can follow us on Twitter, Bardicdice, and Instagram for different art pieces or updates to our shows. Again, shout out to Steak, Mammoth, and Halan for your support today, and I really appreciate it. I was trying to push it after 10 because I'm hoping someone that I wanted to raid is on. So we are going to see if they are on yet. This streamer I found earlier this week is actually doing Octopath Traveler and kind of has like the same vibes as our channel here. So I wanted to raid them. Perfect, they're on. Looks like they just started. She plays Octopath Traveler and also right now is doing Hades. So very similar to kind of our Monday vibe. So we're gonna go raid them, say hello, be just as respectful to her and her chat as you are to us. And if you want to join us on Sunday for Beacon's Aura on Marquee Gaming, that's 2 p.m. CST, or Monday evening for Art on Marquee Gaming, and right after Chrono Trigger here on Bardicdice. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy Critical Role, enjoy the rest of your week, and we're going to go raid Mox Crystal. And go ahead and say hello for me. We get this up and going. Let's see here. It's not allowing me to raid yet.
Awkward.
It's okay. Thank you guys. I hope you had fun, and good night.
Bye.